Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, what's happening? Welcome to yet another live trading session. I think it's time. Took a little bit of a break last week, focusing a lot on education. It's time to get the streak back. The market's been quite tough, but now we finally got a breakout. And this is ideally when, the lessons come into evolve, that when we're in that sort of choppiness, it gets quite tough. You don't want to tire yourself out and lose a lot of your funds in that time. You actually want to wait until we get a real breakout, and we get a real breakout and we start to get a lot more movement in the market, and then it comes a lot easier to start structuring. So I got a game plan today. I want to try hit a double whammy. I want to try hit a short-term little long and then a decent short. I do have the 4-hour, 8-hour, and 12-hour RSI sitting at the top. So I'm thinking that there's going to be a decent pullback over the next 2-3 days. We will soon see that maybe it's just a beautiful retest in the next, closer to the weekend for a really, really good long that we can be holding for a few days. So we are going to be jumping to shorter time frames today. We did start to break trend to the downward side. We have not tested yet. We have not come up and tested yet, and that's ideally where I want to be loading up on the shorts. But in the meanwhile, we started to get quite a bit of acceleration on the market to the downside here. So I'm looking at a quick short term in the interim while we wait to get ready for the shorts for a nice little decent short term long, get the rust off, get us flowing again, and then we can start prepping for a decent short, work on the risk management again. But ideally, we were looking at this market for a few days, and we can soon now start to see that it's quite tough there. And we can see how they try to trap you many times in this area over here. And it gets quite tough to trade. And I think it's just going to be another lesson. Remember, we are here as a team and we're doing this together. And it's going to be another lesson that when the market gets like that again, we're rather going to say, yo, as a team, let's take a little bit of a breather. And let's wait till the market really gives us something to trade. And I think we've just learned a ton again together. So now let's get the rust off. Let's get the streak running again. We've learned so much together. I'm proud of everyone for learning. I think we've put ourselves into a very uncomfortable zone of learning all of this. And remember, we've just been learning in this very choppiness. So let's get it back. Let's get things rolling. Let's get things moving again. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. The first thing, guys, before I jump in here and we start getting ready here, smash a like, smash a subscribe button. Make sure you're on all of our social medias. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Sheldon_Sniper. Make sure you're on our Telegram group. We have been giving tons of calls in the Telegram group, and it's been going really, really, really well. So that's a place for me to communicate with you guys. Twitter is great, and I will communicate as much as possible, but it is nice on the Telegram because we are loading charts and alpha there 24/7. And there's tons of that. So the first thing, guys, is if you are looking, remember, no financial advice. If you have done your research and you agree with me, you're more than welcome to join me on this journey. Ideally, this is educational purposes only. I am here. I got the balls, and you'll see, even though I will get love and I'll get hate at times, when things go right, I'm the hero. When things go wrong, people are pissed off with me. I'm still willing to put my name here every single day and be here with you guys throughout it all. Because who else is going to do it? Who else is going to show you what it really takes to become a trader, what it really takes to make money in this market? And it gets easier. It gets easier when the market really starts to expand and starts to do crazy things. We've been through a lot. It's been a crazy journey. But I'm here. I'm going nowhere. I've been focusing on education for you guys. So remember, guys, if you do want to be joining us, remember to use the links below to open your accounts. If you're opening any sort of exchange that you want to be joining, today I'm going to be using FTX. I'm going to be using KuCoin. I'm going to be using the new one, which I think is a fantastic exchange, which is called BitGet. You'll see it below. For all the US guys that say they can't use ByBit, BitGet. It's currently sitting number 6 with the highest trading volume. It's a really, really big exchange that's coming up now. So I'm enjoying them. I'm going to show you guys the platform. I think it's really, really good as well. So look to sign up on the links below. You can see all the bonuses that you get by signing up on the specific exchanges. Look which one works for you. They all have different perks. ByBit's got a nice way of using things and understanding how it works. KuCoin's nice because it doesn't compound your earnings. What I mean by that is if you, let's say, got $1,000 in that account and you only enter $200 in the trade, it only works on that $200. So if it goes wrong or something doesn't work, it only affects you on the $200. It doesn't touch the other $800 that's sitting in your futures account. So I like KuCoin for that as well. I like ByBit because it's very easy to use. It's user friendly. Now remember, through these times, we're in this for the long run, right? We want to do this over the next, for the remainder of the year. We really want to create financial freedom and we want to build a skill that's going to help us throughout all of it. So take your time with it. If you don't know what you're doing yet, the first thing you do is you do not put money in there that you can afford to lose. You cannot do that. Learn the skill first once you're confident, otherwise you're gambling. Take it nice and easy. If you don't know and you're confused on how things, then just watch, mimic, learn, and we're going to be doing this many times. So guys, all that I'm saying is stop rushing. We're trying to rush. We've been through a lot. I know a lot of people took losses out there throughout the last few months. The market's been quite tough, but by rushing now, it's just going to it's going to wipe you out and the market's going to win at the end of the day. And then guess what's going to happen? As soon as it's wiped you out and it's hurt you, the market's then going to go up. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. You sometimes think this camera is watching me and they're watching everything that I do. And as soon as I stop or something, that's when it hits hard. It does feel like that. And that just shows how powerful this market is and how well they've designed it to runify emotions, to screw us at these specific times. The market, they've done a really, really good job. So remember, guys, I also have CoinPanel. If you're not interested in margin or leverage, that's great. Remember, the guys that are doing the leverage and the margin, it's only for the guys that don't have a lot of money and they need to build consistency again and be able to build an account. If you have a decent account, you don't need to be doing any of it. Remember, ideally, we want to de-risk as we're going. So if you're a spot trader and you're just looking for decent spot trades, CoinPanel has all my charts over there. Go to the chart mirroring section. We got the trading list. We got the investment list. We have all of that over there. So make sure you got that. We got Mexi, which I think is also a really good exchange. I like using them as well. KuCoin, as I said, I like it very much because it doesn't compound my stuff. And remember, guys, NordVPN, TradingView. TradingView is the tool that you need. You definitely need it. NordVPN. You can go have a look. I think it's very important to have a VPN to protect yourself, especially for the guys in US and all of that. I know they're quite clamping down quite a bit on exchanges and that. So you can use all of this. And remember, guys, this supports the channel. We put a lot of time. I have a whole damn team here. You can see this guy's busy there. This guy's busy there. I got Mama Sniper there. I got Craig over there. We got a whole team that's here and that supports us financially. That helps us. It costs you nothing. But it really makes a difference for us and it helps us to continue what we are doing. It costs us a lot to make this all happen. It takes a lot of our time and effort. You can see I'm in my robe. The little one was up last night. Shame my lady didn't get much sleep at all. But we are here. We are seeing the actions. And now it's time to see what we are looking at. So I think I'm going to get my team up and running over here. I just want to find out, James, under the description here, we do have the BitGet link as well, right? BitGet, I think you guys are going to love. It's a beautiful exchange. And for the US, no KYC. No KYC. So that's a big one. And remember with ByBit as well, there's no KYC unless you're withdrawing more than 2 Bitcoin, I think a day or anything in that sort of region. So remember, guys, use the tools. These are all tools that you need and find which one works well for you and which one helps you a lot through those times. So I think let's jump on. I had the team contact me this morning to say, Sheldon, we should go live. And I want to bring the team on. What's up, Mama Sniper? What's up, Craig? What's happening?
How's it going, guys?
What's happening? Wow, it's been a crazy little last few weeks, right? The last few days. It's been crazy. It's been quite crazy.
Sheldon, is there still time for people to join the ByBit competition? I see the links on the below there. So if you are logged into ByBit and you just click the link in the description, you become part of Sniper's team and join the competition. I think it's still possible, Sheldon?
Yeah, and I think it's great, guys. There's another big competition coming in, I think three months again, and it's really nice to see where we're at now and where we are also in 3 months' time as a community. I think it's brilliant. You know what I mean? So don't take it to a sense of we got to be the best and these sort of things. The problem is with that is it's going to make you unnecessarily trade, and the market's been quite shitty to trade. So let's use it as a way of seeing how much we grow, and you'll be very proud of where we can be in a few months as well. So if you are a bit more experienced and you want to be a part of it, you can join. If you have a look over here, I think you can still join. I will double check on it. You can join the Sniper Squad where we are playing for up to $1
We had 11
million.
days. Yeah, there was 11 days to join, so I think there's a couple of days left, so the guys can still join the competition.
Okay, you can
all
still
you've got to
join.
do is Sheldon,
Yeah.
So Sheldon, all I've got to do, if you're logged into your ByBit account, just go and click that link. So it's not a separate, you don't have to have a separate link or whatever, everything. Just if you're logged into ByBit, you go connect onto that link and it will join you into the competition. And the more we've got, the better it is, and the proceeds are going to be shared with the guys. Yeah, everything that is won will be given back to the community. So that's quite exciting. So what are we thinking, Craig? Give me a shout here. Let's have a look here. So obviously we broke the major trends. So we are looking for a short later on in the session. Definitely. It can come in the next hour. And I think that's more or less when we'll get our short entries. It's more about, is there a short-term long in between this as well? We could see, let's go look at all of our, what do you want to call it? Basic indicators that we look at always when we're looking at these sort of trades is we had Bitcoin break out of this wedge. So you see this wedge that we've been forming over here. We had a breakout, and as soon as it broke out, we started to get some momentum to the upward side. And as you could see, if we didn't catch the longs in that area over there, this is where we were speaking about, I think it was yesterday, where I was looking at a short-term short. And I said, guys, if we break out of this now, you want that stop loss super close because things are going to turn bullish quite quickly. And it did. It turned bullish quite quickly. Short stoppage out, which I'm very, very happy with. And now we're coming down to these areas to come and test. And ideally for me, we're getting to the point where we can be looking at some decent longs, midterm longs that can be, a few day hold. We'll see as it goes. But I kind of feel that the market's been squeezing, and it's been squeezing in a specific range. And I think we're going to finally start breaking out of that range now. I think we're going to start having a little bit more volatility in the market. We spoke yesterday about the total market cap, and to say, that's where we were at. We were in this area over here where it just wasn't offering much. And until we broke one of these lines, we were going to start to get the market open up and the ranges start to open up. And yesterday you could see how we broke through, and now we can see how the ranges are opening up. Where yesterday we had 10, 15, 20% pumps out of some of the altcoins. And now you are starting to get to the point of where we're starting to get, 4, 5, 6, 7% dumps. So you're getting a range of bigger pumps and also bigger pullbacks. So the main thing by us charting this yesterday was just to show us when the volatility was going to enter. The ranges are going to start getting bigger so that we know, do we hold the trades longer or do we take our profits very quickly? So it's a very important lesson to learn in those times. And you could see over here on the 1 hour as well, is we started creating this big momentum push to the upward side. We lost a little bit of steam now. We have not tested that just yet. So that's where my short-term entries come into play. And if you have a look at the major indicators that we're looking at, we have the 4 hour on the total market cap sitting at the top. We have it on Bitcoin sitting at the top, and we have it on majority of the altcoins sitting at the top. We then have the 8 hour sitting right at the top. We then have the 12 hour nearly at the top. I see we're 2 hours away and we'll be in that area. So we're having majority of these indicators showing us at the top that we're going to have, the market did break out and it does need to come retest at some point. And the move that I'm looking at is the market is still not 100% bullish confident right now. So nothing is stopping us from here, testing up here and coming down to test this. Ideally, this is what we want to get bullish entries to then move to the next sort of level to these areas over there. But nothing is stopping it from this area to break straight back into this and to continue down. So we're just trading to say, okay, let's get some short entries. The market is showing us that the short entries makes a lot more sense.
definitely with all the indicators that are showing. The only thing is, how long do we hold them for and how big can this move get? And we will see once we are in these short entries over here, when we get to the critical area at these zones, do we hold or do we break through? If we get to this area over here and we have RSIs now sitting at the bottom, it's telling us, get out, let's bank our profits. Let's rather start looking at longs for the next move up. So let's print that now on Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin broke out of that wedge. Now, ideally, if the market had turned bullish short time frame, what would we want to see? We want to see how we shoot through and we break through, definite. And then we want to see us come test over here, make a higher low, get the RSIs reset, and then we start to push through. Remember, ideally, if we can get the higher low over here, we're going to be looking at getting the higher high on the next move up. And that can take Bitcoin, we're not even talking about crazy bullish scenarios just yet, take Bitcoin back to 21K. You know, and if we look at the range now, where Bitcoin over the weekend was literally moving 3% up and it was literally moving 3% down. That was what the market was offering for a few days. And now we're at that point where now all of a sudden we've gotten a 7% up and we can be looking at the pullback being a 5 to 6% down. So the range has now opened. And that's what we want to take advantage of. This little stage over here is called a stage where they tire you out, they make you overtrade, and they slowly take your money off of stoppages. So you'll get stopped many times. You'll get stopped out, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out. And we've seen that on our last 3 sessions. You know, stop, 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 which is quite annoying. But that's the purpose of it. And ideally, as a trader, you want to get that skill, that emotional and that control of your emotions, to wait for the very clear ones and to know when to trade and when not to trade. Now, ideally, the times to trade was the break of that over there was the short time, and here was the long time. None of this over here should have been long, short, long, short, long, short. If you got the ideal short, you should have held that till the end. Okay. If we got the ideal long now, you hold them till the end. But ideally, it's showing here from the 18th in the last, call it 10 to 12 days, there should only have been one short and one long now. There should only be 2 trades. That's when you know you're getting good as a trader. When you can rather stop the view of the more I trade, the more money I'm going to make, and more the sense of, you know, I want to win all of my trades. I want to win at least 8 to 9 of them. And this even gets ahead of me at times, many times. You know, for me, I got the community shouting at me, let's trade, let's trade, let's trade. And then sometimes I got to jump on, I got to force some trades, and I'm breaking my own rules. And I'm learning that. And I saw a comment the other day, when was it, Friday, saying that, because I didn't go live for the rest of last week because I'm like, this market's just not offering anything right now. Like, I'm trying to get trades for the community, but it's just not breaking through. And someone said, where's Sheldon? It's all about Sheldon. Sheldon just thinks about Sheldon. You're damn right. Because if I don't at those times, I'm breaking my rules. And how can I be true to you if I'm not doing so? I'm fixing that now, and I'm going to be very stingy with this because, guys, I've created the show to last. I didn't create the show for people to force me into trades as well and to hurt themselves. We got a whole purpose behind this, and we want to stick to that. And I think it's very important. So what I'm looking at now is the pullback down to these zones. You know, Al Capo is still saying hammer time. He's still saying we are going down here. Maybe. So let's get the shorts. Let's see where we're at. And then we can make the decision. Do we take short-term profits, or do we hold this thing for the longer ride? Because if the market is bullish, and let's just quickly go to the higher time frame views here. Okay. Ideally, what you want to see is this come down and test here. And then you want to see Bitcoin go up to these areas over here. So we are fighting between the two wars where it's a critical stage. We're either going to have a really strong pump in the markets, and not to say it's going to be anything reversing what has happened over the damage, but we can have a relief bounce at any point just to take us to these areas over here. And then there can be more damage. Of course they can. But there is a relief bounce coming at some point. And if we just look at shorting all the time, it's great. I'm only going to short from now on when it's very, very, very obvious. When the market's moved 15, 20% in one day, and it's created this really sharp trend. Let me show you this, for example. Remember, guys, I want to teach you guys so you can be doing this on your own. Now, have a look at Matic. Look here. Like, when you see a coin just goes crazy, it starts to become I like to call this an obvious short. You know what I mean? And ideally, we got to start working as a community to only trade the obvious moves. When something moves like this, and you just got green, 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 you then track that momentum up there. You got an RSI running at the top, running at the top, running at the top. And as soon as we crack, you see it there over there. As soon as we crack that is when we start to lose steam. There is the obvious short. Now, there's a lot more alts that are closer and they're not as aggressive at this, where we can still catch the shorts, because I don't see Matic going too far. It will possibly go up here and then the move down. But you look at one like ETH now. There we go. So ETH hasn't retested it just yet. So it did the same thing. Massive acceleration. Boom, to the upward side. We have not come and tested any of these areas yet. So for me, ETH goes here, and then we go further leg down over there. And I want to start catching, I want you guys to start tracking these things. Stop trying to trade in and out too much. Look for the coin that literally has moved in one straight line up. Then it starts to slow down at the top. Put your trend line in and catch it in the beginning. Catch this. That's the best sweet scenario that you always want to catch on these tokens, is the early crack. You see here, early crack, boom. If we have a look at any of them over there, there's the early crack on that one. Go look at AVAX. Where's the early crack? Boom. So today we are going to be entering retests and those sort of zones. But ideally, I want you guys just to get used to looking for the coins that do these crazy moves. And when they do a crazy move, track that move and catch it early. And when you catch us early, stop loss under previous low and ride the thing to where it needs to be. And you can see I can go through all of them over here. And you can see it very clearly. There's the weakness over there. We look at ChainLink, any of these tokens. Look here. Guys, it's a beautiful trend. As soon as we crack the trend is when you're in. When nothing moves in a straight line. If the market pumps 20% to the upside, there is going to be weakness at some point, and there is going to be a 10% reversal. And then it can pump another 20% after that. And the same thing is going to happen over here, is the market's going to dump off, and it's going to do the same thing. It's going to slow down, it's going to form a trend, and then it's going to catch to the upside. And you can see that right now, if we don't get these retests now, like I'm calling short now, right? I want to look for a short. Now, what happens now if the market just keeps dumping now? Dumping. The short's gone. And ideally, what's going to happen then is we're going to slow down here, and then we're going to catch the damn long. And you can see how it's obvious trades. Right now, we're in the middle. So unless we get the perfect retest is when we're shorting. Otherwise, the market's going to keep dumping right now, and it's going to go down for the next hour, 2 hours, and we're going to wait for it to slow down, and we're going to catch the long. And you can see how it's starting to teach us now how to be dedicated and teaching us how to be very strict for those entries. Learn with me, guys. Learn. It's very, very important. So let's go have a look. Let's go see what's happening here with Bitcoin right now. I do think there's a temporary long coming. Reason being why I'm saying that is because the 15 minutes is just been dragging through at the bottom. We can see on the altcoins how the 15 minutes is at the bottom over here. And ideally, the market did break out, and it is still showing strength on a short-term bullish scenario. The only thing is, I need to be very honest with myself, is if I'm longing over here, which I'm going to be opening some short-term longs right now, I'm only moving it to here, and I'm getting out of the longs. And I'm rather prepping for the ideal move of the short that can take me from here to this area. Let's get the 4-hour RSIs down, and then we can start looking at decent longs again within the time. So I would like to ideally.
Most altcoins are in the same position, Charles. I mean, we've been flipping through your charts the whole morning, and I think they're all replicating the same type of moves. They've all broken out of down to their long-term trend lines. They've all got 4-hour RSIs that are high. So I think there'll be quite a few opportunities coming up on quite a few of the different tokens.
Yeah. Now let's actually print that out now. So we've got 4-hour, 8-hour high. So we know ideally we're looking for some short positions on the higher time frame, because when those RSIs are high, it usually means you can have a pullback over 3-4 days, right? But then we jump in and we're like, okay, but the 15 minutes getting to the bottom and the 1 hour is getting to the bottom as well. So what it means is we want to track it and be like, okay, there was the weakness spot. We know now we're going to have a pullback over the next few days. But then we look and we're like, okay, but the 15-minute RSI is at the bottom and the 1 hour RSI is at the bottom as well. So let's paint that in now. Is we've broken and we haven't tested yet. So for me, it does something like here, it does something like this, and then it does something like this. And what does that do in that time? It gets this RSI back up there. It gets the 50-minute back to the top. And then the next pullback is where we get the 4-hour to make its way down to the next areas. And then ideally, we're going to be looking for some badass longs for here that we can possibly hold for a week if it works. Or our shorts stay in play and this completely smashes through to those areas over there. Now, so we're learning, guys, and I think let's keep the momentum, let's keep the track, and let's have a look. So I want to get the team involved here. I want to see what they're on at the moment. They were telling me this morning that they're looking at what? I don't know if you guys agree here. I'm looking at a short temporary little long to the upside. I think let's go through possibly a few alts on where we can be getting these longs right now. And I don't know how you guys are feeling. I'm feeling that there's a decent short coming later, and I think it can be a two-day decent short. And who knows? Bitcoin only pumped to 20,400 last night. It never went to anywhere higher. So ideally on the higher time frame, it's still not cracked up the major high levels that we want. So what are you thinking, Craig? Jay, what are you guys thinking? I'm going to start charting here.
On that Bitcoin there, we've got that the 2017 high. So I don't know what price it is exactly on Coinbase, but on Binance it's kind of 19,800. So we're flirting very much there at the moment with that, and that seems to have held very strong, either support or resistance. So I'm hoping that we will bounce on that 19,800, but that's a Binance number, so I'm not sure where it is on Coinbase. We need a bit of an up.
Yeah. So what I do like here on the 5 minutes on what's happening here right now is I do think this is where I'm interested in my longs. Okay, we're coming down here now. Okay. So this little area over here in this support, Jay, is interested where I'm going to take a short-term long. I'm going to be opening in this area on some of the altcoins, the longs that I want, you could see here. But ideally what I like here is we're basically going to look at doing something where we'll bounce up here and we'll start this sort of sideways movement, and then we'll catch the breakouts to the upward side. So I think this is going to happen quite quick, guys. I think in the next half an hour, we got our, maybe even a bit sooner, we got our long entries here, short-term longs. Ride that up. What will happen is this will basically do something like this, form that trend, break up. It will start to form the other trend, and then ideally start entering on the retest and start entering on the collapse of momentum again to the upward side. So it looks like we're getting there quite strong. Now, for me, we don't want to catch a falling knife. It gets quite tough. If this thing is dumping hard here now, to just choose where it's going to bounce is sort of gambling in that way, because you do have a support buy there. And this is where I'll do possible short-term little entries in those zones. But ideally what I want to see is this up here, form a little bit of a trend, and then we can catch it to the upward side. So what are you thinking, Jay? I'd love to see your chart there. And I don't know if you can maybe share, if you guys can get your screens up there. I want to go through it with you guys. I want to see your analysis, and then let's make a decision and let's hit it.
So Sheldon, before I bring my chart up, I don't know if you want to go to the US 30. So what we spoke about yesterday was that US 30 on the 4-hour was already broken through the support line on the 30th of June, and it was trending up to retest the breakout, and it formed a rising wedge which broke to the downside at the same time what Bitcoin broke to the downside. So how's
the stock markets, and there's the 4 hours. So it's definitely showing us the weakness. We still have weakness within the stock market. We still have weakness within Bitcoin. Okay, amazing. Have you got your chart set up there? I'd love to see what your takes here on Bitcoin on this little temporary short-term pullback, so we can possibly look at taking advantage of this area and getting some longs in. I don't know what you're feeling.
Okay, so let me share.
I'm going to get my account set up and make sure my funds and stuff's all ready. And then I'm going to be looking at which altcoins I want to exploit, and then we on it from there.
Okay, so let's just go to the... so let me just first of all go through to the 4-hour here, or 8-hour. We've been in a bearish pendant here for quite a while, from the 15th of June, trending up and down. And then for the last day, we have been in this rising wedge, and you can see how we've broken down through this rising wedge this morning. And we have come to the Binance 2017 all-time high, and we have found support there right now on that 2017 all-time high. So as you say, I see us trending back up again and possibly going to revisit that 20,250 level. I don't know if we're going to get to that level, maybe to even this 20,160.
Exactly.
And then from there, possibly downside.
Okay, so what signs are you looking at now to know where that temporary bottom is, where you'd enter some short-term longs? I just want to confirm your analysis with mine.
So obviously, first of all, we're going to be looking at the 5-minute and the 15-minute stock RSI. The 15-minute is definitely on the bottom. The 5-minute is now starting to trend down, so we'll wait for that to come down also. And then, as you say, we need to put some sort of trend line in here. I would start with the 5-minute and then just put a trend line in, basic trend line coming down here. Let me just make that a bit bigger. A basic trend line, and wait for a break of that trend line before I would enter into any longs.
Okay.
So Sheldon, what's concerning me, and Jay, maybe you can bring it up quickly, is the DXY is really like rocketing. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's this.
Well, stock market's pulling back, so
yeah, but look at it. It's like rocketing properly.
Oh wow.
Okay, so the DXY has moved up. The resistance is in this area we're currently trading. 104.50 is the resistance area. What I've noticed on the daily, though, is that we're sitting with bearish divergence, and it's still sitting there as bearish divergence from the 28th of April, where you got a higher RSI, yet price was lower than what is today, and the RSI is much lower than what it was on the 28th. So this is bearish divergence. So hopefully that does play out, in the next couple of days.
Okay, amazing.
And I have a level the same as you on the 19.6 as well. Let me share my screen.
Okay, so while Mama Sniper's sharing your screen there, let's look at the alts. Let's not look at the alts, but what alts? I'm looking at Fantom as a short-term pull-up. Share your screen there, Mom, no problem. I'm looking at Fantom. I'm looking at Matic, and I'm looking at AVAX, and possibly ETH as the short-term little push-ups, and then taking advantage. I think Matic had a rocket, and I think it is gonna come down after the next push-up.
Okay, so obviously we broke below this area over here, as you said, and when you draw the trend line, we break up above it as well. So we've got this little area here, which I had a line drawn already, which was this where it actually broke out down over here. We came back up to retest it. This is obviously on the 4-hour, and now we're working our way down, and I've got a resistance area down here. But if I go to the 1-hour, and obviously this counts as a wave, and if we have a look at the actual wave on the Fibonacci, we can see the 618 level is here at the 19,600, which is a retest of this area over here, which is similar to what you had over there. So I would expect also for us, and normally when you have a bigger retracement on a bigger time frame, you have an ABC retracement. So I would expect it to come down there, somewhere up there, and which is exactly in line with your analysis, where you were saying that we could possibly enter a short-term long over here. We're not going to make a higher high. It's probably going to do one of those where we can draw a trend line going down like that. And if it does come down to here and we draw a reverse fib line from there down to that area, we could possibly see Bitcoin come back up to, so obviously just move this line over here, possibly to the 382, the 50, or the 618. And that's where we'll be rejected, which is exactly on our trend line over there for the short that you're talking about. So yeah, I definitely agree with the same analysis that you have.
Okay, amazing. I think let's go through them quick to see what we're looking at here. So for me, I'm looking at these specific ones over here. Okay, Matic, I'm not really interested in the long right now. Fantom, I am. So if you have a look on Fantom over here, we're starting to form, we've now clearly made the first lower low, clearly. So I'm looking at it coming to test here. It's very similar. Let's use our fib tool the way you used it there as well. And you can see the 786 is showing this area of support over here. So as soon as we enter this block over here, guys, so with the longs that I'm doing here, I'm not going 100%. I'm probably going to use about 30 to 40% of my trading capital here for the short-term long, just to make some money in the interim and then ideally catch the next big short that we want. So I'm going to be entering Fantom as soon as we start entering this box, which means it probably looks like it will in the next 5 minutes. And then you'll basically see what I'm going to do over here is we're going to basically look at something like this, where this will come down here. Okay, it will have a small turn little push up, possibly sit here for a little while, form that trend. And when we break out, I'll be adding a little bit more, setting my stops in play in the areas that I want them. And then we go from there. So Fantom is my first one. You can see on my FTX, I'm getting ready over here. I'm playing with a $4,000 account here on FTX. Guys, remember, don't play with lots. Learn the game first. If you're comfortable, cool. But other than that, be very aware with the amounts that you're doing. And I'll probably be running not more than a 5x max, maybe a 4x, nothing more just yet. We can always add, who knows? Maybe market turns very bullish after this and it breaks through everything. And then we can add and we can hire up a little bit and we can make the positions bigger. But a 5x for me is good. And I think that's a really good area. So Fantom, when we get into the zone, which I think we're going to do shortly, I am going to start entering. Okay, the next one that I'm looking at is, let's have a look here, is AVAX. So AVAX, I'm looking at it come to this area over here. And from this area, we then have a very sharp trend, which is forming, which I'll get to shortly. And I'm basically looking at it do the same thing over here, where it comes here, comes to that 618 on Bitcoin, which I'm almost talking about, form the little trend, and then start the little push up, and then ideally the next leg down. So I think we're going to have a good day of trading here. Let's do it live together. Let's do it together. And let's look at the next sort of moves. We then have ETH. So ETH for me as well, it has currently lost this support over here. So I'm looking at it come to this support area over here. And then I'm looking at the same thing where from here, small push up to this area and then down. Why are we saying small push up? 15-minute RSIs are at the bottom in those zones. So we are going to have a temporary little push up. But ideally, we've broken structure and we are starting to look bearish on the shorter time, especially for the day. We're looking like it's going to be quite a red day in the markets and it may end up turning quite a big red day. So we'll see how that works. Oh, I see Fantom hit my zone. It hits it literally to the absolute T. So let's see if it can come back in here. Then I'm going to be entering some on Fantom. Okay, cool. It is starting over here. So I'm going to do a small entry of around 10%. I'm market executing in this area over here. Now, it's very important for me to be strict to my zones. If it's out the zone, I'm not interested. So as this keeps making its way in that zone, so that's one I'm definitely starting to enter in now. Let's have a look. AVAX, I just want to see this area of interest. Nearly there. So I think AVAX in this zone. Let's see. So Fantom was definitely the first one for me. Let's go keep an eye on Bitcoin and to see where did Bitcoin hit. It did hit my line exactly to that area over there. So I am going to be looking at filling some short-term longs in this area. Let's go have a look. Okay, there's the short-term bounce from Fantom.
Yeah, how's that reaction on Fantom there? It must be our community here.
No, it's definitely the area of, yeah, you could see. So see, we're starting to form pin drop in this area. There's the pin drop. So it looks like the whole market's reacting in this little area over here. Let's have a look. Yeah, the whole market's starting to react in this little area over here. So what's nice is the Matic one is also forming a nice trend here. So the Matic one we're going to catch beautifully as well. So if you did not get Fantom, for me, is out of the zone now. So until I get an area of what I want, I'm just being patient with that. I'm not adding any more there. And if we have a look at Matic, this is the next one I really want to catch. So I'll be a bit patient with that. It probably shows in the next 15 minutes is where I'll get my Fantom entry. Be very, 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 very careful with FOMOing. Wait for zones. Be patient. Draw these things on your charts so that you can protect your risk at all points. Now, the next one over here for me, let's just have a look to see. Okay, not Cardano just yet. Let's go look at Sol. So Sol, not just yet. I still think there's a little bit of more downside here. So just be a bit patient for these entries. But I think it's going to be a nice reaction long. So here's Bitcoin coming back into these levels. So let's go have a look. Let's go put our retracements over here. And there's the 618, which is basically at 19,586 is going to be the areas of where I'm going to be interested. So we're getting there. Let's have a look at AVAX. Close to the zone. Fantom, I'll be a bit patient. Dots, nearly in my zone 2. So let's have a look. Let me get my KuCoin ready here as well. I'm going to be looking at Matic. I'm going to be running this at around a 6x on Matic. So that's that one for me. And as soon as I get... So now what I do is, guys, I take this. I set here. I set the alarm for us. So as soon as the alarms trigger, then we know that we are in that zone. Okay. ETH as well is nearly there for me. So I think we're going to get a nice short-term bullish reaction. I do. I think it's going to be a nice short-term little trade for us to the upside. At 5 minutes, nearly down at the bottom. So I think in the next, 5 to 10 minutes, I think we've got to have our long entries in and then ride the short-term wave up and then take profits and then be looking at the next major nice shorts on the next legs down. So be patient, guys. Be patient. Be patient. Even Fantom, only in the zone, only in the zone, only in the zone. Okay, so Dot's nearly getting there too. And let me just confirm with Matic here to see where's the ideal support for Matic. And that support is over here. So Matic, unless we can get to this area, I'll be interested in adding some more. But that trend line, you see that trend line? That's a nice trend. Remember, same trend up there, same trend down. So that's the more safer confirmation buy on Matic. I think that's a good one. If you are looking to join the train and you agree with analysis, like I think this is going to be a nice safe one for you guys. Let's get a win streak going here. You know, I mean, let's get the momentum back. Let's get the feeling back. Okay, so do you see what's great about the Fantom push here now? Is it's basically giving us a trend line now. So that's great. So when I want to add more, will be the break on that area over there. Let's go look at the rest of the market. How we're looking. So I saw BNB was it was a perfect short earlier. Look at that. See that, guys? Boom. That's where you want to catch it. That's ideally where you want to catch it. So BNB will keep an eye out for the next one, for the push up, possibly the next one, because BNB also did pretty well. That was a really nice push. And ideally, BNB is going to come back here in that area over there. So I think that's still going to be a nice short for us. What's our... Oh, I see the Theta as well. See, yeah, guys, when you find these trends that are just trending in a beautiful area, you could see here how you really, really start to catch the momentum. Okay, cool. So Bitcoin's coming down to the key areas here. Stock market, let's go have a look. Okay, stock market temporary, not really dumping off much now. Okay. ETH is nearly in my zone. Cool. So I think I'm going to open up a ETH long. USDT. There we go. 6x. Okay, cool. Market order. Let's have a look. It looks like Bitcoin has hit that 618. So for me, let's just see. Starting to form. That 5 minutes nearly at the bottom. Nearly at the bottom. Then we'll have the 5 minute and the 15 minute down at the bottom. And that will be a good sign for me, short time frame. AVAX nearly there. If we have a look at AVAX as well, we do have a short-term trend. That's forming. Okay, Matic's nearly getting there too. So let's go look at this wave over here and go see. So ideally Matic, I'm actually going to change the zone a little bit lower. So Matic, I'm going to wait for the trend break. Other than trying to guess a bottom or a bottom zone on that. I'm going to be waiting for the trend break on that one. That's going to be a safe play for me in the safer area for me to hit. Cardano. Okay, let's go look at Solana. Okay, so the ones, so let's sum it down here. The ones that I'm looking at here is ETH, Matic. Let's go confirm with DOT as well in this area over here. So DOT, AVAX. These are all the ones, and Fantom. Only ones I'm interested in the short-term trade now. So if Fantom comes back in my zone, I'll be adding a little bit more. And I'll ideally wait for the next trend break. Okay. ETH, where we at? So I just want to see where ETH has hit. Okay, so ETH has hit that zone. So I am going to do a slight entry here on ETH in this area. Let me get this off screen so I can just put in my password. Very short-term entry on that. Okay, cool. So you can see that small one is opened over there. Very small percentage right now. Okay, cool. Then this one over here. Fantom. Okay, so we got the AVAX one there. We have this Fantom one. Dot hit the zone. I didn't even see that one. We've got to be quite quick on here. So guys, remember to stick to 1 or 2 max. Like, don't go more. You know what I mean? It's very hard to track when there's a lot of them. So if you are looking at the very clear ones, let's wait. There's trend breaks to still come. You know, and that's the safer bets as well. Remember, we're trying to guess like short-term little bottoms here. And it means if we start to lose the areas, we'll slowly just cut out and we'll look for the next area down. But the trend breaks are always the safer bets. Definitely the safer areas that we want to be seeing and all of that. So DOT for me is back in that zone. So I am going to take a short-term DOT entry. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm just doing let's go back to 6x over there, and I'll be doing 415 dots in this area. And what I'm doing here is I'm just showing you guys a little different strategy that I'm using here as well. Is I'm entering 1 or 2 positions, and my strong ones I'm going to keep, and my weak ones I will ladder out as we start to make up. So I'm basically entering 1 or 2. You can see I'm playing on different exchanges here. Okay, so we got Matic and we got that alarm in that area there. And here we have the ETH trend, which basically shows us it's going to do something like this. up, down, and then we can have the little push up. So there'll be more time to add more to my ETH later. DOT, looking good. There's the trend break on DOT. So I'm going to keep my DOT one over here. I'll get another 25% ready. So if we do break through that, I'll be entering a little bit more on DOT. As soon as we added these trends, I'm setting my stops under the previous lows and letting them ride. So just be a bit more patient. Patience. If you got some entries in, great. Now be patient for the rest of the trend break so we can manage that entry. AVAX, if it gets to that zone, I'm interested. I'm waiting on that one for now. Okay, DOT, be patient with DOT. Only in the zones. Okay, it looks like the... Let's see if DOT does want to break this. Okay, then with Bitcoin, we have this trend over here. So 5-10 minutes, we'll add in the rest. And then we'll have the short-term long in play. We'll protect the risk, get stop losses where we need them to be. They may still come back down to the zone, so be aware of that. No FOMOing, no chasing high things. It's just putting yourself in danger. Don't do that. Here's the trend here. So it's basically showing us in the next 10 minutes. We should have a little temporary bounce in the next 10 minutes. Fantom. Okay, this is the one I really want to get, which is the Matic one. So I got my small position here on Fantom. Let's just see here. I got a very small one on Fantom, which I got that trend over there, but very small. I didn't get a decent position there at all just yet. And the Matic one is definitely one that I'm interested in as well. So I'll be using my FTX for the Fantom and Matic entries. And then I'm going to be running DOT and ETH on my other.
DOT is at a nice bounce.
Yeah, DOT's looking good. So I'm going to add a little bit more to my DOT position. But only in this area, nothing more. If it takes off, then... So I'm adding a little bit more to my DOT, and I'm just being patient with that now, no more. Okay, a little bit to my DOT. Okay, let's see when we start. So yeah, there's no close outside this trend just yet. So you be patient. As soon as we start to get another candle close out here, this is it. If we don't get the entries now, you're going to be waiting for the shorts on the next one. So if it takes off now, it's too late. So this is the last shot here for the breakouts. Just be patient for the breakouts. Not a confirmed breakout just yet. I'll tell you when, and you'll see me deploy and get my positions in when I'm confident. There's the Fantom one there, which is not there just yet. AVAX, that's a nice one. Okay, cool. So at least we know we got good trends. The fact that they holding and respecting those trends is when we know we got a good trend. Do you want to answer a few questions there, Craig? I just got
to I was just thinking, let's just have a look. So I saw Nick, new dad Nick said, I can't keep up with what's going on. Take some screenshots and then just quickly put them
breathe.
aside.
There's a lot of time.
Screenshots helps you a lot. Matic entry. I mean, Matic is, everyone's asking Matic. He's too fast. I can't. Pink neon.
Not just yet.
Screenshots, buddy.
Not just yet. Matic, I'll show you guys. Yeah, you'll learn the pace, guys. It takes a bit of time to learn the skill, but just learn. Don't trade then. Learn.
Yeah, when question here, and I know we must just chat about the $400 to 1 million. Would be nice to get an update in terms of what we're doing there, Sheldon.
Yeah, so ideally what I'm doing is I'm creating a Discord so that we can, and I basically want to look at 1 or 2 sessions live in the week, and then I want to run it privately on the Discord for everyone so that we can be, every time I'm trading within the days, we can be doing that. That is the ultimate goal for me this year, is to complete that whole challenge. The problem is my community front runs me, so to do it live all the time is going to become an issue, but we're going to be doing it in a way that it's on a live group. It is all documented, it's all live, so you can all be a part of that journey. Just live does become a problem because the guys are front running, they're not listening, and they don't, they snap the sniper, and that's not cool. So yeah, we'll get that. Cool. Now we just be a bit patient on you. At least we know the trends are right. The trends are good. So ideally, we're waiting for the Bitcoin push out of this trend, and then that would be a nice play. Craig, if you can answer some questions, there will be.
What did I miss? What did I miss? What's the trade? What's the trade?
Oh, dude, I want that jersey. I want that hoodie or that jersey. Where'd you get that jersey?
Oh yeah, that you have to know people in the Formula One team to have this.
Dude, I want that. Like, that's so cool.
Okay, what are we trading? I need to. My account's ready. Let's go.
So in about 5 minutes, you're gonna be doing. This is a short-term long, and then there's gonna be a short later on in about an hour, 2 hours. So
okay, so I'm going to join you. I just want to let you guys know that we have some really amazing news for people on the stream. People on the stream are the first people to hear it. And the news is, Solana launched a phone.
Yeah.
So we, with ByBit, are giving away, right now we're giving away 5 of these phones. So, and in order to get this phone, all you need to do is you need to have a ByBit account with our referral link, which is below. You know where to find the referral link. Mm-hmm. If you want to be one of the first people in the world to get a Solana phone when they're ready, they're obviously not ready yet. We will be ordering the phones now, and we will be giving away 5 of the Solana phones to 5 people who have ByBit accounts and have traded Solana. So you can take the ByBit account between now and when the phone gets delivered, because the phones aren't getting delivered for quite a while. You have to have traded Solana at any point in time, and then you get yourself one of these phones. So I think we're the first people to actually give them away. With our good friends at ByBit, we actually they've actually earmarked 10, but I want to leave 5 for this show and 5 for all the other stuff. So 5 people on Sheldon Show will win a Solana phone if you do have an account. If you don't have an account, sign up now and just put some money in it. All right, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch a trade. I don't want to disturb your show too much. I see you guys had a good momentum, but I had to share the news with you as soon as I heard it.
No, thank you, brother. I really want your damn jersey. I need one. That's fucking cool. Okay, Matic. So I'm going to be getting my Matic section ready here. Matic.
Are you trading on FTX today, Sheldon?
Yeah, FTX KuCoin. I got my BitGet that's going to be running here now. Yeah, I got a little bit worried when I did KuCoin. So I transferred. I'd still have a little bit in KuCoin, but I got a little bit worried when I was seeing those rumors and stuff. So I was just like shifting around, and I was using FTX, and I don't know. That's the problem with this fund. Like, yeah, my ByBit will be. It is. Let me get it set up here as well.
Okay, because
I'm playing with a few.
Okay, I don't have an FTX account with money.
Okay, so For me, guys, here's the zone here only. Short time on Matic. I'm going to be entering over here. There's my Matic position. Oh, it's...
So if I'm entering the same trade on ByBit, where must I enter?
Our market, doing a small market execution, huh?
Okay.
And that's it. Only in the zone. I'm going to leave it here. Only in the zone. Okay, so that one for me is off the marks. Dot. There's that dot one over there. I'm going to finalize my positioning on dot. And that's it. Fantom hasn't broken just yet. So I'm going to get my Fantom entries. Get Fantom back up here.
Let me go and paste. Let me go get our FTX referral link, and I'll paste the FTX referral link in the description. So if anybody wants to sign up to FTX, don't think we've got some amazing sign up bonuses, but let's see. Let me see what I can do for you guys.
Please, bro. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Sheldon, I'm back. Sorry, so load shedding hit. For those that don't know what it is,
it's been a
we have
problem.
to share our power in South Africa.
So guys, anyone like for me, Matic, sorry, Matic is gone.
Go.
So no more interest on Matic. The last one that's right in the zone now is AVAX. Like this will be the only one in this area over here. And we're going to be setting stop losses. So AVAX for me is the last one. I think DOT has now taken off. So DOT's no longer in entry anymore. ETH, we're still going to get an ETH one. So that's fine for now. Fantom is starting to break there shortly. So I'm going to add another to my order, and then I am patient. Let me just confirm. Okay, and there is my order sizes over there. So you can see, so I've only used up to 50% of my capital. Nothing more in the longs for me.
Sheldon, when you get a chance, apparently the guys from the sponsorship team sent you a message on your WhatsApp. When you get a chance, I don't know if you live on WhatsApp or should be.
Yeah. Okay, cool. There we go.
Yeah,
I see it.
We can
okay, cool.
I see there's a question there from Mauro Chepa. How do I check that my ByBit account was signed up under using this link? I don't know. We are trying to work with them to get the IDs so that people can have a look and check them.
If you give me the ID, I could maybe check it for you.
Yeah, I've asked David to get us a list of all of the IDs in like numerical order, and then people can just check them. I see Fantom's going really nicely. Bitcoin obviously broken back up. Fantom looking really, really good. Sol is going the wrong way. I haven't got time to look at that chart. AVAX boom.
Sol, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Sol. Only these were the ones. Okay, now that's it. Entries are gone now, guys. The only one is ETH. Okay, let's see ETH. Yeah, the ETH will be the only one, the last one available for the short term. And then remember, we're writing this up for like half an hour, and then we're prepping for shorts. So there is more. If you must, you must. Like, just watch, learn, and
Someone's saying it seems like Rand got a sponsorship from Red Bull or ByBit. No, guys. I went to the Grand Prix and I got this.
Oh, are you a racer now?
I went to the Grand Prix and it's cold today. Yeah.
Rand's got his specs out now. He means business. When are you getting that surgery done, Rand?
Nah, I'm not ready for surgery yet. It's only when I read and especially when I look at Sheldon's screen where the numbers are so small on my screen that I can't see shit.
People are asking about TPs, but we're waiting for we're hopefully going to get back up to trend line for everyone there. The bigger trend line, you'll see it on Sheldon's.
Yeah, I'll go through TPs now. I think it's more stop losses first, and then we'll go through TPs.
How are we doing in the competition, in the sniper competition?
I'll have a look for you now. I'm actually getting my ByBit account just loaded up here. Just give me 2 secs.
Yeah, and anyone that wants to enter the sniper competition, just
still available.
The description of the YouTube, and you can sign up. You don't have to change accounts or anything. You can just join Sheldon's team. Hey, Ran, what happened with GARI?
Yeah, I mean, I must say, I bought some GARI at about this price. And why? I mean, I joined the AMA this morning, and they basically said, look, nothing wrong. Someone dumped 3 million tokens. I mean, you know, when the token goes down to 25% and it's not a hack and it's not an exploit and there's no real news from the team, then I don't know. For me, that's like, you know, it's probably worth a nibble. So then I bought a whole lot of GARI. I'm not telling anybody to buy it because it is obviously you don't know what you don't know. But for me, when something comes down so sharply and there's nothing fundamentally wrong, I'm pretty much there. Okay, so this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Just so you guys can see, we are currently position number 32. So not great, but we haven't been trading because there was no trades. Now I think we're trading, and the more you trade, the more chances we get. You remember, if we win this, we get 1.8 million, plus Sheldon and I get another 360,000, which we're going to give back to all the members of our community. If you want to join, just go to the link below. There's no fees. You can have a ByBit account, whatever you want. Just click this link over here, which says Join Sniper's Squad. You click that, it'll take you straight to join, and then just, I've joined. So you see it says join here, but you would just click join, and then that's when you'd be in. Craig, I thought Sheldon said that today's show was a short. Is it a short or is it a long?
No, we're hoping to get a double hit. So we're hoping for a short long and then a long short. That makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we broke the trend line, and we were hoping to get the original short, but we just couldn't get the stream up fast enough when we broke all the trend lines. But it's gone down sufficiently that we should bounce up a little bit, which it looks like as we're starting to do. And then we'll hopefully grab the bigger short later. So this is just a short long, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Rand Verstappen. Love that.
Rand Verstappen. Craigie, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to go do some work. Have fun, kids. Trade well. Bring on the bacon.
Cool. I'm going to add Mama to this team. Now you muted there, I think, Danny.
Did you get your entry?
I did, yes, but I'm too busy watching the comments and everything for everyone else. So,
how many people in the comments got their entries?
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd also like to see that we've got 5,600 people watching and only 1,300 likes. After all of this work that Sheldon's done, 1,300 likes. While there's a break, guys, hit that like button. Give Sheldon some support, please. It's the least that we could do for him. All right, missed in. I see we are having a little bit of a pullback now. That is probably too far gone. Not in, entered Matic. I mean. So quite a lot of people are in.
For the guys that aren't in yet, just remember when we do a breakout, we like to go back down and retest. So just be patient. We might go back down areas.
I see there's just a salty guy here. Reality so subtle. Bad advice on entries as usual. I'm not sure. So subtle. If you have a look there, everyone has got entries, so I'm not sure why you didn't get the entry. Plus, this is no trading advice, so no point for a salty comment, bud.
I see Sporus longed my Theta. I also longed Theta.
Your favorite coin, Danny.
Yeah, my comfy coin.
Someone's saying they longed .10x. So 10x leverage is very dangerous, guys. Please be aware of that. You must understand, for every 1% movement in price, it hits your original capital by 10%. So if you had $1,000 that you put in on a 10x, a 1% move will hit your capital by $100 either way. So you need to be very aware of and stay away from high leverages. Target on Fantom, we're waiting to come back up to the trend line. Let's see. I haven't looked what Bitcoin is doing. I see Sue got in. Well done, Sue. Bitcoin, what are we doing? I see it's also pulling back a little bit. It bounced exactly up to that 2017 high. So, and getting rejected there, which I don't like. I'd like to have gone on. Love you, Mama from Iran. It's also from a Danny. How's that? Yeah. Can you recap the trades? We're waiting at the moment for Sheldon to come back. You can see we're having another bit of a pullback down. So there might be some re-entry ideas. Stop loss values. As soon as we break out away from entry, we will put the stop losses in place. However, you can put the stop losses in place now, and then at least it is in place below the last low. So that's my recommendation. Put your stop loss in below the last low. Turn your volume down. You can hear Craig in the background. I don't know what that means. Time to short. We'll get wrecked. Marzi, we're just going for a short long and then a long short. Let's see what else we've got here. Mitigate leverage with position size. Leverage just means that you can have some flexibility with position size, but still be careful. Yeah, look, you obviously anyone can take whatever leverage size they want. Just be aware of the impact on the capital when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Jimmy, are you seeing any other good comments there for me?
Yeah, at the moment we're obviously sticking to the lower leverage. It is very risky, guys. So everybody must just understand the risks with leverage trading. So that is why we prefer to go for a low. In a bull market, and I'll be honest, we do sometimes pick up the pace with the leverage, but in this type of a market, we never know. And plus, as well, just all that Sheldon's doing now and the team is doing now isn't just for making money. It's to educate, and it's so everyone can get experience in this bear market. So you don't want to go and risk.
To watch Sheldon trading, to actually see him do it. You see other
all the
YouTube
different
videos.
points of view. Yeah, you don't want to risk all your money on. Yes, you do have to pay some school fees, but you don't want to risk all your capital on school fees. So let's just learn it now. It becomes so much easier in a bull market. We get to make we get to make a lot of money in the bull market. So this is all just let's prep and let's be patient. So don't go too much in.
Someone asking here, Navidia Patel, when are you going to bring some of your low-cap gems?
They're just saying the short.
Low-cap gems they want, Danny. So on your next show.
Yeah, we'll do the low-cap gems on the next show. We'll start introducing because it's obviously a prep. It's something that's ideal in a bull market, and we need to make sure that we know which projects are going to survive. So like we said yesterday on the normal show, we won't do it here because we're not going to trade them. But on the normal show, we'll start introducing all the low caps and all the ones that we've researched, and we'll come up with that's a strategy that we're going to teach you guys going forward.
Yeah. Someone was saying, Sheldon, did you look at the DXY? We did show the DXY a little earlier. Yes, it has spiked.
No, we are. So remember, we are bearish. We are looking at shorts later. We are definitely.
How do you work out the buy zone, Sheldon? Interesting little question there.
Yeah, the course will help a lot with that.
Yeah, but effectively it's support and resistance zones. Remember that if you're new here, you can go onto the YouTube channel, look under the playlists, and under Sniper's playlist, you will see the Masterclasses. There's about 17 videos there. Make sure you've done those videos. Make sure you understand them properly. They're pretty important.
Now go watch them, guys. Go watch them. Okay, so Fantom. My load up zone, if it goes there. There's my load up zone on Matic. Small, I am on Fantom over here. Okay, cool. 25. Was in the zone. There we go.
Someone keeps asking, I see his question there, what's your biggest win-loss? The wins aren't the ones, I mean, they're nice to celebrate. It's the losses where you actually learn all your lessons. Remember that, guys. Remember, you can never predict the market. The market, as I always say, just is. So all we can use is TA to try and work out what we think the market will do, but no one knows what the market will do. So that's why it's important to trade very carefully in leverage.
Yeah, yeah. And the losses, they add up with a few stops, but, you know, one decent win does make it all back up. That's why you don't want to wreck yourself and lose everything on the wrong trades. That's why risk management is very important. But the wins make it back very quickly. So that's the point of today, is to get a little bit of a streak going again, get us moving again, and start building a nice bit of momentum again.
I see Aaron G's got a comment here. Also going to get murdered again. Do not load.
I think later they are going to get murdered. I do agree.
Yeah, we're with you, Aaron. We're with you. We're scalping out or trying to scalp out a short long. Nasdaq is tanking. Yes, it is. The stock markets are not looking good. The DXY is going up. We're fully aware of that and keeping an eye on that constantly. Jason, he watches that very carefully. When are the new trading materials coming out? They'll probably be out next week. How do we get into the Discord group? Those, we will release details of that coming soon.
By Friday, we'll have those
short
details.
Instead of long. Absolutely, Jay. If you want to short, just wait for us to get to the right place, and then we are definitely going to be shorting.
Remember, the ideal short was here. So yeah. To short now, you're in the middle. So we go back there, we are going to be shorting, definitely.
Yeah. Someone said that Sheldon's Alex M. Sheldon's Masterclass rocks. It does rock. It's a great, great introduction. You need to get that learning under your belt. Don't think you can just arrive here and start doing things and it's going to work out for you. Don't really, it's not worth it.
Yeah, you're not a genius. No one's a genius.
Yeah. You got to get the basics under. DXY broke trend, yes, we're aware of that.
So if you have a look here, guys, playlists, you will find the Masterclass playlist. Where is it? Where is the Masterclasses? Let's just have a look with James. I don't know if Jimmy, are you here? Where is the Masterclasses? Oh, here, Sniper Masterclasses. They're all over there, guys. So go watch them. Tons of education here. That is my story. Just confirm they are in here.
If you just go back,
there we go. Yeah. Look how much is here, guys. Tons of education.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
Yeah. And watch Sheldon's story. Get to understand where Sheldon comes from. If you don't know, if you haven't watched it yet, absolutely. Do you guys copy trade? Thought on BitGet's copy trading? I'm personally not a big fan of copy trading where someone sets it up. I think it's always better to learn yourself, and then learning in a lesson like we're doing now is really, this is where the real learning gets done. So we're here on for a couple of hours. Get that learning done, guys. This is where it happens. You should be having a notebook and making notes. Someone says you muted, Daniel. I don't know if you are. Yeah, watch the masterclasses as many times as you can. Absolutely, Dennis, agree with you. Get that stuff under the belts. Chart of the charts the same as Sniper. That's from Martin. That's actually a really good comment. That is the way that you learn. Take screenshots. Even if you open up like a Word document, just use the snipping tool if you're on Windows. Take the screenshots and just paste them into a document so that you can refer back to the screenshots later. And make sure you get your trend lines and that thing drawn the same way. That is the best way to learn it. I used to do it all the time in the beginning. Just copy, until I could get those trend lines exactly the same. Even if it's from a previous lesson, get to learn to understand where those trend lines were drawn. Man, what's up with the salty comments? Trade at your own risk. I haven't seen too many on my side. I do try and bring them up if I see them. Yeah, these sessions
don't worry, they disappear.
I agree. You've got Rand backing you on that one completely.
What's that?
I said even Rand complains about that. What's your capital per trade? Important question. It's what you really are. In the beginning, you really should be starting off small, especially if you're very new. As I always say, it's better to put even $10 into a trade, I personally believe, than to try and paper trade it, because you don't experience the emotions by writing down, by using a dummy platform, or by doing paper trades. Even $10, suddenly your emotions will be drawn in. And remember, guys,
if you're learning what you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you can afford to lose now as a beginner and learning is what you trade with. That's it.
Yeah.
If it's $10, if you got money in now and you're stressing and it's too much, do you risk, make it smaller?
Yeah,
You got too much on the
risk.
line. Like, you know what I mean? It's rather get good, and then you don't have to worry about that. You know what I mean?
And trading with that $10 or $20, it is so worth it. I mean, the amount of knowledge that you're going to get out of this, and you're actually learning a skill, you can do it for the rest of your life. If you want to retire and you're worrying about what you're going to do after you retire, here we go. If we hit another pandemic and the companies are closing down, this is something, the markets will never, ever go away. So by
we did
learning
this in
this
COVID.
skill,
we never had trading in COVID. Like we would be nowhere.
Lockdown. Yeah. So, if you're a beginner and you're starting off with $10, $20 and you're learning how to do it, and even if you pay some school fees, doesn't matter. This is something that is going to help you for the rest of your life. You can always do it. The markets never shut down. They're always there through anything. So just get the skill. Then you've already won. Then you're going to be more rich than anything because you're rich with knowledge. So
Exactly.
I see. I've missed it now because the comments move so quickly. But somebody took $1,000 on Matic. I see Matic's on almost a 4% green there. So someone's already just taken $1,000 profit. Well done.
Remember, take profits whenever you want. Take profits. Take profits.
You don't have to wait, guys. If you have profits in your hand, take it.
Take it
before somebody else does.
If you don't take your profits, someone else will. So when there's a good amount of money there, take them.
Yeah. And remember to go spend something on yourself, even if it's $10. You've been craving an ice cream, but just go and take that money and buy something for you first.
Yeah. Because it's going to teach you that it's real. I think that's the thing. We see numbers. Yeah, it's real. You learn the skill that can really, really help you a lot.
And you're worth it. And also you worked hard. So you need to reward yourself a little bit. It's stressful, this.
It is. Especially in the market we're learning at. It's taking a lot of balls to learn in this market, but you will reap the rewards.
No, for sure.
Remember, guys, if
what
you...
are TPs and what are SLs? Well, I said what are TPs. TPs is take profit. SL is stop loss. Estimated TP area, we're going to watch how the trade plays out. Hopefully up at the trend line at the top there that you can see. Entry zones, we're probably a bit too far from entry now, I would say, Sheldon. We haven't got back to the entry.
The only one is the ETH one, which is, if it closes now, outside of this trend, will be the only one that's still in entry, is the Ethereum, which I actually have here, and I need to build up a little bit more.
I see there's a question. How long did it take you guys to learn TA before you felt confidence enough to trade? That's a good one.
3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months.
But that's a lot of input. It's looking at the markets every day, even playing with, even if you're not using money, actually acting as if you're taking a trade and not physically using money and seeing if you would be wrong or right. Would you have made profit? Would you have losses? But 3 to 6 months of putting your all in, working hard, education, watching the right videos, getting the right mindset. It's not just about the physical charts, getting the right mindset.
A trading journal is really important. Like, test yourself. Out of 10, how do you do? You know what I mean? Like, start doing that. Start tracking. Running with us and stuff's great, but start testing your knowledge. When you can start getting a good 70% or like a 7 out of 10 sort of ratio to yourself, then so monitor yourself. Monitor each one of your take where you bought, where you sold, what you this, what you that. You got to really
Record
monitor
what
yourself.
errors you made. Yeah, record. And not just what errors you made, record what you did right. If a trade went right, record and say, okay, why did this trade go right? And just read your own journals. You can learn so much from yourself.
Yeah, I agree so much with that, Danny. I mean, at the end of every trade, I always make notes of what I did well and what I need to improve on, because every time there is something that you need to improve on.
Yeah, definitely.
So make a note of them and read them. Don't just write them down. I've actually put it on once on a schedule, and then I read it, so on a daily basis, especially before I start trading, I go through them again,
Yeah.
Watch the volume. I don't know what they're saying there.
See, Alexandra just took $1,500 profit on DOT.
I saw that. How's that? Wow.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
Very proud of you.
Go
Very proud of you.
and spend that, eh?
Go spend it.
Okay, another
important thing for the guys that have taken $1,000 profit, flush it out. Don't compound. Compounding just, because then one goes wrong, and then what is all your hard work for? So flush that money out now. If you're looking at a later trade or doing something next, flush it out, and then continue from there.
Yeah, Sheldon, you've always spoken about that, and it's probably one of the most important things. Take that money out, and stay with a fixed balance, especially if you are leverage trading. Because if you try and compound it the whole time, at some point when you trip up, all the gains that you've made over time are gone. I mean, how much
you lose everything you worked hard for? Yeah.
Yeah, take your family to dinner, go out, do something, bless someone, whatever.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how to take partial profits on Binance, please? There should be a percentage button. I don't know if Binance open now. I don't know if anyone has Binance open there, but there is a percentage button. So you can just press how much percent you want to sell out of your trade. And then you can just sell. Or you can go and physically type in the quantity of tokens you want to sell. So if you're sitting with 5,000 tokens of something, and you want to take partial profit on 1,000 tokens, just go put in 1,000 tokens and sell, and it will reduce your trade by 1,000 and take the profit on those 1,000 tokens.
Question there from Tico. Is it important? No, it was Christina Rebonera. Is it important to memorize chart patterns? I think it's critical to important and to know them. So we go through a lot of them on that masterclass series of Sheldon's. Definitely, you need to be able to look at those candles, and decide what you're looking at. So that bottom candle of Bitcoin over there is a very classic hammer candle, that 5-minute candle there, Sheldon. So a hammer candle has got no wick at the top of the body, and the tail or the wick is much longer to the bottom, and it indicates reversal. So it doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just an indication of reversal. So yes, but knowing your patterns, absolutely important.
And I think on a high time frames, they're very accurate. Sure. On like daily, and like if you can catch those pin bar candles on daily, especially for spot and long-term trades, it becomes very, very powerful.
If you go look at AVAX, just open your AVAX chart on the 5 minutes. Looks like a possible inverse head and shoulders that's formed there.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Yeah, inverse.
Left head, right shoulder. There we go.
Yeah, we'll see for now. We ideally want Bitcoin, because what it can do from here is maybe range here for a little while. You know what I mean? We'll see. It needs to crack through here. If it cracks through here, it will then have that nice little push up to the upward side. So remember, we use these little bit of slow times to add, like get the positions built up, start getting the risk sorted, and then once we break through here, we'll get the nice little push up into this little level up here, and then we're going to anywhere up here, we're going to start taking profits along this journey, so that we have a little bit of time to start prepping for the short. You don't want to get out of a long and then have to get straight into a short. It becomes like very nerve-wracking, and you have to do it very quickly. So we'll rather take profits earlier, and then.
Nice comment here from Viguna. I can't say your surname. Duviganu. I made $12. Woohoo! You know what? Making $12 on low leverage is far better than making $1,000 on 50x, which is reckless. So well done. I think that's amazing. And $12 is, in most countries, you could do something with $12. That's for sure.
I put food on the table for the night, huh?
What time are you getting load shedding, Sheldon?
I'm in load shedding right now.
So the inverter's working.
Oh, is my load shedding finished? Okay, I'm back on electricity. Am I? Am I still on the inverter? How did we switch it over without the internet dropping? Okay, nice.
So the inverter's working.
Oh, it's working beautifully.
Oh, good.
It works really well. It works really, really, really well. Another little tool, what's nice as well, guys, that is to use the trend lines on volume. It is a nice little tool because when you see volume taping down like this, you eventually get a nice little volume spike. It just indicates that volume's tapering down and you'll have a breakout in volume soon. So to give you guys like a little example of that, like if you looked at this little trend that was forming here, you see it just gives you an indication on when we're going to get a little bit of volume, because volume's important. You get the breakout, but you want volume to start backing it. And that's ideally what we want to see. So the 5-minute is getting to the top now. So it can say that Bitcoin can slightly come back into these areas, maybe, or it can push a little bit higher first, push up here, then the push down, and then we'll monitor as that goes. But ideally, what we're happy about is this 15 minutes is taking off the ground now. It's been trailing quite some time. When the 15 minutes starts to get up to these areas, we're going to take some TPs along this way and then start prepping for the shorts. I still feel we're going to have a little bit more damage later, and it's probably what time does the US stock market open? Our time?
It opens in 3 hours, a little bit less than 3 hours from now.
I don't think it's going to open good. Let's see.
No. So Juan Gabriel says, how can we reduce trades with ByBit? So if you're in a long, to reduce a trade on ByBit, you would hit the close button and then indicate one of the percentages. So you'll say, I want to close it by 10% or 20% or 100%. So that's one. And then Rajav keeps asking the question, cross or isolated margin, just so that you understand the difference with cross and isolated margin. If you are only doing one trade, let's just say, for example, you're on ByBit and you're doing one trade, it doesn't matter whether you are in cross or isolated margin. What it means is that if I choose isolated, whatever capital is in that trade is isolated to that trade and cannot be affected by capital in another trade. If I use cross margin, it allows my capital to be used across different trades. So one order can actually, if one trade is going well and one trade goes bad, it can actually liquidate out your positive order. So that's the difference between cross and isolated. Hope you got that.
So isolated, probably just learn an isolated. It's probably the better way to learn off of.
Absolutely, because then you're protected. What does H and S mean? Head and shoulders. I don't know who mentioned it. I didn't see it. Sheldon. Someone's Dallas sent you, I don't know what it is, MX 2,499 Sheldina lunch on me. Dallas from Cancun. Excellent.
I want to come visit you, Dallas. I really want to come there. I want to bring the family. I really want to come there. Where you guys from? Pop in the comments. Where you from? What's happening? How's your day going?
TP is take profit. For those asking, how do you lock in profits on FTX? Exactly the same. If you're in a long, you then look at the closing your position. So you'll look at the short at the closing your position. From India, okay, Costa Rica, Holland, India, Portugal, Australia, Kenya. So a good time this. We've actually only there Florida, so it's pretty early for. No, actually it's 20 to 7 in the morning. Palestine, well done. Chile. Vlad, the Impaler. Funny carp, my brew. Well done. New York, heading to work. Germany, Kuwait, Ecuador.
Amazing. Yeah.
All over the world, Sheldon. Amazing to see, eh?
Amazing, bro. So one thing I do like here is the 1 hour is getting to the bottom. So what usually happens is when the 1 hour gets to the bottom like this, we usually have like a slow candle. So the sideways makes a little bit of sense now. Because ideally we want to get like a nice little, pin drop or something on this 1 hour over here. Do you see here what I mean when the 1 hour gets to the bottom? Do you see how the market slows down? So it just slows down for a little while, and then you have the little push up again, and then when it gets to the top. So we're just being a bit patient in these areas here now. These zones. So dot is coming back to the original areas, which is more or less in that zone over there. And just make sure you're not more than, 60, 70% on this long. Ideally we want to go bigger on the short later. So don't go too crazy now. We're just catching momentum, some steam.
I see Bitcoin going back down to, in the zone.
In the zone, yeah. Yeah, I'm expecting a little bit more side of that. That 15 minutes just tapering down at the bottom here. So some sideways now. So basically, it's basically ranging at this point. We'll be ranging in these areas for a little while. Maybe a slight little pushback down here. We'll see as it goes.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see dominance coming down. Stock markets also just ranging. Let's go see the RSIs of stock markets. 1 hour's at the bottom. So the market it's lost steam, and it's definitely looking bearish short time frame. It just hasn't retested these areas. So I just want to see a retest here, and then the big leg down is more or less what I'm looking at.
And there's a comment there from a guy saying, Sheldon, do you ever use super trend indicators? I don't even know what they are, but the answer is no. We try and stick with the basic indicators that everyone has access to. Someone said about, would you ladder in on a 5-minute RSI bottom? That's from Joe.
No, the 5 minute doesn't really matter. It's more like adding in and stuff. It's more the 15 minutes and 1 hour.
Yeah.
Those ones you want at the bottom. Ideally, if you can catch the 5 minute, 15 minutes, and 1 hour at the bottom for a short term entry in either direction, is the ideal situation that you want.
Romich is saying if Matic gets rejected on the 50 EMA on 15 minutes, I'm assuming the 50 EMA is above it. Do you sell? It always is a good take profit if you're scalping. 50 EMA on 15 minutes is good. Let me just have a look. Depends where you entered. 50 EMA.
Is along this whole journey here.
We're below the 50 EMA right now, so I'm not following the question. At least we started to watch equities. Tommy, we always look at the equities. Melbourne, Australia, welcome. Sheldon, Namada keeps saying, Sheldon, you said you're going to share your trade plan in your previous videos. Yeah, we are going to do it on the educational videos.
I want to share everything I know. The whole team. Everything we've ever learned in this game, we're going to share everything.
Travel, good question there. It really is all gambling. So very good question there, or comment that you're making. I don't know if you meant it as a salty comment or not. I'm bringing it up there. So what's important to know is that no one understands what the market's going to do. Absolutely no one does. All we can do is use TA and work out what we believe it's going to do. So if the trade goes your way, well done. Take your money and take that money fast before someone else does. If the trade goes the other way, that's okay. As long as you've got your stop loss and you get out, that's fine. There's no problem with that. Understand, this is all about looking at probabilities and risk. So we have to, and what Sheldon does is try and work out what is the probability that something is that it's going to go long, and we put the best effort into that. If it goes the other way, that's just what happens. The market just is. So you never can control the market, never ever. And no matter how much TA you learn, you can never control that market. Remember that. And when you take a loss or it hits your stop loss, if you've done everything right, it's nothing to beat yourself up over. It just is what it is. So remember that. Check dot, check dot, check dot. I'm not looking at the chart. Good question, Trail. Inverse head and shoulders. Someone saying I haven't seen the inverse head and shoulders. Andre Swanepoel, I don't know what you mean by your comment. Explain, or if you're not happy here, leave the stream. But it's so slow. Yeah, it is. Stop losses, yes. Put your stop loss under the wick, under the last lowest wick if you want, so that you've got one in place. Stop losses. So I'll tell it to you again under the wick. The Pika Corilla, FTM rejected from the RSI 40 on the 15 minutes. I've never heard of anyone using RSI 40. Nothing wrong with using it. Just an interesting comment there. Normally we're looking at RSI 50s, 20s, 100, 200. ByBit, please. Stop loss just under the very last low. Yes. Protect yourself. Always protect yourself. ByBit stop losses don't hit. Remember something with stop losses. Everyone on the stream needs to understand, and that doesn't matter whether it be a leveraged exchange, or if you're trading leverage like ByBit, or if it's even on a standard spot exchange like Binance. A stop loss is never guaranteed. It is just simply an order that you're hoping will be executed. Remember, for every seller, there's got to be a buyer. For every buyer, there's got a seller. All you have to do is go and look on KuCoin charts and have a look at the token GARI from last night and see what happened. GARI literally dropped 95% in one 15-minute candle. You muted there, Danny.
Sorry. Someone was asking about books. What are the good books to read, Joe? We got Trading in the Zone. We got Rich Dad Poor Dad. We've got The Monk and His Ferrari. We've got another one, Think and Get Rich. That's one of the recent books that I've read. It's all about mindset, guys. Read, read something, watch something. There's so many documentaries on Netflix, on millionaires, how they became millionaires, and you'll see all of them. Most of it's all about mindset. There's Chad's Trading Wisdoms. There's so many books that you can just read, watch documentaries. I mean, that's what we've been doing recently. We go and we find documentaries on all these successful people, and we watch the documentaries and we see how they do it. You got to get your mindset in the right in the right frame of mind. And then all this comes easy. It's and that's where the salty people are at. Their mindsets aren't in the right place. So we feel for them. We really do. So.
Better to get your mind out of, if you've done your TA type work on that, better to really just concentrate on mindset. I'm of the absolute opinion that mindset is 80% of it. TA is like 20%. And why do I say that? Because the market, you can study for years and years and years with TA, and you will never get to understand it all, because the market will move the way the market wants to move. Nothing would have prevented you last night on GARI dropping 95% on one candle. And the point that I wanted to say there was that any stop loss that was in place there did not hit. Why did it not hit? Because the price moved so quickly. There were just no buyers for the price. It went from 60 odd cents to 3 cents in one 15-minute candle. Very sadly so, but it did. And stop losses don't work. In the COVID crash in 2 years ago, when Bitcoin dropped from 10K to 3K in one day, so it dropped 70% in a day. A lot of people had stop losses. Hardly any of them were hit.
There's some very, very good suggestions, guys. Just read through the chats. There's some really good suggestions of other people posting books that they've read. I also love this, what Alexandra says. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely brilliant.
I have to
Richest
say
Man
this
in
is still-
Babylon. I must actually write some of these books down.
This is still one of my favorites. I love this book. I think
Which
it's
one is
something
that?
we're all going to read.
How
make a hell
to
of a-
make hell of a profit and still get to heaven.
by Dr. John DeMartini. So it's all about mindset and it's all mindset and it's all law of attraction and excellent stuff.
Somebody said Harry Potter.
But yeah, not
Emma
get your head out of the track.
Harry
Absolutely.
Potter.
Get your head out of the track.
Harry Potter teaches you a lot of lessons. A lot.
So does Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, you just got to really watch it properly. There's a lot of truth in those movies.
Yeah. What's the trade, please? So we're looking at a number of trades, but we're just waiting to see what Bitcoin's happening now. If you're not in, let's wait and see. Which they put at, yes, absolutely. It's definitely one of those must-read books. For me, as I say, at the moment, I'm just loving and lapping up Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. And it's on YouTube. If you just search Mark Douglas Trading in the Zone, you can get the audio there. Where do I find your trading charts on TradingView? They're not there. That's why we watch them on the live show. Wizard of Oz, yes, absolutely. Vegan Propaganda by Ed Winters. That looks interesting. Vegan Propaganda. Mama Sniper, please share some Theta trades. Someone said, yeah, YouTube, the strangest secret. Very good listen daily. Sounds interesting. I might actually go and find that. I'm actually going to write that one down. Remember, guys, if you don't have ByBit accounts, sign up. Links are below for Sheldon. I don't know where we are on the likes. We're sitting with 5,600 watching, and still only 1,300 have actually liked the video. Please hit the like button for Sheldon.
There's also the latest one to the edition, because we had quite a few people messaging us about, especially from the US, not being able to get on to any of the exchanges. So BitGet, and we actually thoroughly go and have a look at the exchanges that are presented, and they sent me a BitGet link. And I actually went and traded on BitGet because we weren't familiar with it. I mean, they came to us a while ago already, but we obviously have a look into the exchanges. And I actually went and tested the BitGet exchange. It is a derivatives exchange as well. And I love their reporting. BitGet have got, they almost keep a journal for you on all, and I know a few others do as well, but it's just, I went and I looked at their reporting style. They keep track of all your profits and losses for you under the report section. So there is a link to sign up with some sign up bonuses as well. If you just scroll down to the descriptions at the bottom, there is a BitGet link that you can sign up to, and they've offered some nice bonuses for the people that sign up on this link as well. So for any guys battling or you haven't found the right exchange yet, you can go and have a look at BitGet as well. I actually thoroughly enjoyed trading on the BitGet platform. That it's actually become one of my favorite places to trade now. It's easy, it's simple, it replicas the others, but they've got a few more reports and stuff on there, which I like. Someone's asking if I am grandma or nana. So I am Mima. Yeah.
Okay, there's so many books coming through here. What is Bill Gates doing in South Africa? I didn't know he was actually here. How's that? Someone says, I'd love to donate the special edition of The Stranger's Secret, signed by the late Bob Proctor. I love watching Bob Proctor's old YouTubes. Very good on mindset. Claudia, I don't know how you get
Someone's asking where can they get financial advice? Definitely not here. We don't give financial advice at all. We just share our trading strategies with you. We share our experience with you. Whether you decide to take it or not doesn't matter. We just offering the platform, and we're just hoping that we can educate a few more people to be on the same path that we've been on. And yeah, that's why we are here. Do you lose your total account if you get liquidated, or only the trading size of your trade that got liquidated? If you are in an isolated trade, you'll only lose that money that you put into that trade. So just be very careful with what money you hold on the exchange under the futures or derivatives, especially if you're going to do cross leverage trading. Cross means it can take money from anywhere to fill the gaps or to fill the losses. So we always say trade on isolated, because then each trade is isolated on its own. They cannot take money from money that you are holding in your derivatives. If you are on a cross and on derivatives, it does not take money from your spot wallet. It's only the money available in your derivatives account. So yeah, just be very careful. Stick to isolated. Sometimes the cross does help because it helps you not get liquidated because it took from another one. But the problem is if the market goes south, it can liquidate all your positions, and you can lose all of your money on there. So yeah, just be very careful with what you choose and how you choose it.
Interesting book coming up, How Elon Bought the Planet. That looks very interesting. I will definitely get it. Donate books to me. I love reading. Just go on YouTube. There's so much there you can get. Discord, we're still working out the plan and what's going to actually happen there. Are you live from South Africa? Yes, we are. What are the benefits of trading with cross margin? Cross margin is that you can share your liquidity across trades. If you are not highly experienced, stick with isolated margins so that one trade does not wreck the other one. What videos did you watch to learn to trade? I think we just learned it. It wasn't really about watching videos. And there are great series of videos right on Crypto Banter YouTube channel. Look under the Masterclasses of Sheldon. There's a series of 17 videos. Watch them. Come visit us in Namibia. It would be amazing. I'm still got to get to Namibia. I can't believe I've never been there. When to choose margin instead of futures? So, okay, so that's quite an interesting question. When to choose margin instead of futures? So for me, the interest rate charged on a margin account is far lower than on a futures account. So if you are intending to hold a long or a short for a long period of time, it is better to use your margin account as the interest is significantly lower than on the futures exchange or the derivatives exchange, where they hit you, I think, every 8 hours on some sort of an interest. So yeah, long-term holds. Greetings from America. US market open after holiday should be interesting. Yes, it should be interesting. It's not looking like it's going to be a very green open. In fact, it's not going to be a green open. But it's not too low, but it's been a long close for the market, that's for sure. There's someone for you, Danny from Hamza. Hey, Mama Sniper, how was Sheldon in his younger years? Trouble kid or not?
He actually wasn't. He wasn't a trouble kid at all. He loved his sports. Played Easterns, also on South African teams. Yeah, no, he was very sporty. In his teens, loved to read books and watch movies on how to become rich. Very motivated kid. He wasn't a rebel at all. He wasn't an angel either, but I mean, yeah, he was a very good kid.
Right.
Am I able to share screen name? Let's see.
Yeah, I think I can take Sheldon's off and then add yours on. Have you got yours there? Yeah.
Okay. Now I see a lot of people are asking about Theta. So let me just give you a bit of a heads up what I'm watching with Theta. So Theta's been respecting this upward trend from around 30th of June. Obviously, this is on a shorter time frame, on an hour time frame. I mean, if we zoom in, Theta's been going sideways. We can see there's a channel. Theta's been ranging in this channel over here. So on a shorter time frame, it's respecting this upward trend line over here. Do I think it's going to come back down to these areas over here? Yes, I do. Not right now. This is on a higher time frame. Shorter time frame, I am expecting a little bit of an up. So I did enter a long in this range over here because it was a retest. It was a retest. Remember, it will always come back down and retest an area. So we never came back down to retest this area properly. So here we've come back down. It actually wicked down. It could still come back down to this area over here, but I have entered a long. I've got my long-term trend line. Well, it's not long-term. It's been 5 days. If we break below this line, this is where I will get out of the long, wait for a retest and enter the short. I do, however, feel it's going to, as we discussed earlier, it's down here. It's going to have another wave up to test the under of this, and then we're going to have another down and possibly maybe break this over here. Unless the RSIs are completely reset and we bounce and we carry on for another wave up. But that we can only tell when we get you. You know, we can't predict exactly what's going to happen. We do know that we are still in for probably some downside. So that is why we are keeping this open. So, I mean, the trend is basically our best friend at the moment. We've just got to follow what the trend gives us. Because we're in such a choppy market, we are sitting in a retail market where I think most of the retailers are coming in and buying. The institutions definitely aren't buying, because if the institutions were buying, we would have seen a huge impact at the moment. So currently it's retail and it's fear and a bit of greed here and there that's playing on the market at the moment. So we just do our TA and we trade what the TA says us without trying to predict it the whole time. So this is obviously the short-term long that I'm hoping taking now. I would, let's quickly pull a fib line on here and see where it takes us as well. Okay, Theta does normally like to retrace to the 618, between the 50 and the 618. So this is where I would actually probably start laddering out from the 382 level. If it goes up, ladder out on the 50 and on the 618. But I'll only know once I've got that trend and I can draw a trend line going up. Once it breaks that, so it depends. If it keeps on bouncing off this trend line, I'll keep it. But as soon as it breaks this trend line on whichever Fibonacci level over here, which is either 618, 50, or 382, if it breaks through, then that is obviously when when I will look at exiting my long. If I can get into the short at that time, I would, or I'll wait for it to come back and retest that area, and then we'll get into a short from there. So for now, I am expecting Theta to give us a little short. A little long position up to this area over here, and we'll reassess obviously when we get there. But just keep this trend line. This is a trend line that's going to let me know if we are going to go down, obviously further back down to the 105. I still have my 80-cent region on Theta. And I will show you why. So there's the big channel you can see. Let me just get rid of that. So there's the channel that's currently working in now on a higher time frame. I've got two scenarios. If we're going to break below this over here, I've got an 80-cent range, which we're going to. If we're going to break above this line over here, I see us coming to test, and it still doesn't mean I'm bullish, meaning we're going into a bull market. It's just we haven't tested this level over here on Theta yet at the $2.20. So if we break this line over here, I then know, okay, we're going to ride it up to that level there and then possibly come down to the 80 cent. If we break this level here out of this channel, I know we're not going to go retest that level over there. We're actually going to just break down and come down to the 80 cents. Why do I say 80 cents? Because that is the support level over here. You can see this group over here, this side channel that Theta made over here, we've never tested this area. So when a token breaks out, what is it? The healthiest thing for a token to do is to go and retest it. And it's never come back down. Theta blew our minds last bull run. It just kept on running, and I kept on saying, no, we'll get back in, we'll get back in. It just never gave us a chance to get back in. We always thought it was going to come back down to retest this area, we can get back in, but it never. It just kept on going. So the reason why I think Theta is going down there is because we've never retested. So it's a between a 70. It depends if it's going to go down. Sometimes it goes to the close of the candle. Sometimes it goes to the wick. So I've got a bit of a range there between 70 cents and 80 cents, which I will look at.
You've been waiting for that for ages, Danny.
I've been saying this for ages. And look, there is still another level there, but I don't think it would go down to this. But I don't want to say never is never, because in crypto, anything can happen.
I mean, that was crazy. Theta last year, where did we get to? $12 or something? It was mad.
$16. Yeah, it went to $16. Yeah. So
there's a question here, Danny, from ByBit. I think I'm just putting it up here. Why does ByBit only let you stop on 75% of the position? So that's an important one, because it also confused the hell out of me. And if you don't click any of those options, because it gives you like 5, 10, 50, 75, but it doesn't show 100, it does do 100%. So you don't click any of them, it will do all 100%. So yeah, great. It did confuse me as well. So
and what I like about this, just going back here on the Theta, am I still sharing screen there, Craig?
Yeah.
Okay. See, the reason why I think it is going to go retest this area over here is because it's in line with our downwards trend line. So the only time I'll start turning bullish on Theta is if we break out of this trend line and come back down to retest it. Then I can say, okay, we've broken out of this pattern since 27th of March 2021. But until that happens, we obviously remain bearish long term. And most likely we will just keep on bouncing off this line until we reach wherever Bitcoin is deciding to go. If Bitcoin is deciding to go down to the 12K region. So just draw your long-term trend lines. I know we always focus on short-term trends because of the daily trades, but when you're in doubt, just like if you're doubting what it's looking like or what is actually happening, just zoom out on your charts. Zoom out and get the bigger picture, because the bigger picture will give you an indication in which direction it wants to go. Yes, there is smaller trades in between that, but first zoom out to the higher time frames, see where we're at, then draw your long-term trend line so that you can pick it up on the smaller time zones. So I know that I've got so many lines here now. So I now know that once we start getting to, if we do enter a nice long and we break this and we start getting to these areas over here, I know to start getting out of my trade and either wait for a breakout to see if we're turning bullish, or if it gets rejected, I can obviously then enter a short.
So Danny, there's a guy that's asking a question. I'm going to follow it with 2 comments there. TradingView or CoinPanel, which one's better? And then this Raxel comes straight away back and says CoinPanel is no good. So really what you need to understand is the purpose. So CoinPanel is really literally looking at longer setups that are being updated at a minimum of once a day, if not 2 to 3 times a day.
And there's been some great calls there. There's been some great calls in the last week or two. I mean, the calls that have been put out on CoinPanel, we've hit TPs in the week, and it's because we can't get to all the tokens. Sheldon can't get to all the tokens on the shows and all of that. It's just too much. So a lot much more thought goes into the CoinPanel charting, because that's something that you can take longer. You can, whenever you get a chance to go and have a look, Sheldon can go and have a look. Everyone can go and assess the charts. So the CoinPanel charts are more available for all the different options that are out there. And there's a lot more on there. So if you've missed one, you can go to CoinPanel, you can pick up another one that you haven't missed.
Yeah, there were some absolutely stunning setups there. So, but CoinPanel is literally like having Sheldon in your pocket. So generally, you'll see the investment trades. You'll see that spot trading, so it's not leverage trading. You'll see entries. You'll see stop losses. You'll see TPs. They are updated all the time. So it's completely, don't think that you can have CoinPanel or TradingView. You actually need both. CoinPanel is, as I say, as you often say, it's like having Sheldon in your pocket. So you can see that bigger thinking on a lot of the coins that he believes are part of your long-term portfolio or trading portfolio, and that is updated very regularly. The other incredible part of CoinPanel is it's got the ability for you literally to set up a trade completely. So let's just say there was a Theta trade, and there is a buy zone, and there is a take profit, and there's a stop loss. You can set up, you can link CoinPanel to, let's just say, to KuCoin, and when you set up the trade completely, so when the trade actually hits, it will automatically buy you. It will then enter the TP and enter the stop loss, which doesn't happen normally. Normally, you have to enter your trade, then go enter your TP, then go into your stop loss. So it's literally like a set and forget function. So I think it's $30 a month for me. It's an absolute steal for what it is. It is really getting constant signals. So I hope that deals with that question. Errol, I see you answered someone, but there's a percentage. Is the profit percentage or loss that you're prepared to make? I'm not sure what was that relating to. Everyone keeps this smart and you keep asking the same question. What videos did you learn to trade? Really, an issue was TA videos, but we've summarized it all down onto the masterclasses on the Crypto Banter website. You'll see it there. There's about 17, 18 videos. Can you leverage trades on spot? So I wouldn't use CoinPanel for leverage trading because you need to be able to be very proactive with putting in your orders. So I would be using it for spot, and there's beautiful spot, and there was been some amazing profits even on this. In the last week, I think we had some stunning ones. Hey, Danny?
Yeah. No, we did. We really did.
I can't get a hold of Sheldon's screen. Berg Bowers. Why do you draw the drawings in log? The charts are not drawn in log. They are they drawn? Yeah, we don't use auto because we generally stick with algorithmic, not logarithmic. We don't trade with logarithmic charts. Okay, let's answer that question. You keep asking that. I don't know where you're seeing that. My ByBit won't load. Don't know why that. Love the Telegram. Absolutely. I don't know. I see James is not there, but I hope the Telegram description is in the Telegram group is in the description below, because that Telegram group has been shooting the lights out. I mean, you'll see some of the hits that have been getting there. So it's definitely worth joining. But make sure there are so many scam ones. Make sure you join the correct one. Sheldon, come back because we're starting to get a little bit of energy.
Yeah, it's weird how it takes its time when we live.
Sure. It's sit forever.
At least it's no one can complain and it didn't take time to get entries.
But you've always said you spend so much time taking your entries as opposed to, once, you sit there for hours getting that entry.
Yeah, we just want this 15-minute now to turn up properly and just to get us RSI reset, get this up.
And, can I share something with everybody? There's we got a lot of the salty people. We got a lot of people that appreciate the time and effort that's put into this as well. And, just to let everybody know, I mean, this type of a show, when Sheldon sees a trade or we all see a trade and it's like, okay, no, let's go live. You must remember, we cancel everything in our private lives. We quickly jump on, set up and jump on, and we spend hours with everybody. So there definitely is. It's not as if it's planned. Okay, no, we're going to go live next week Thursday. This is something that happens spur of the moment, and it's all to be here for you guys and so that we can all do this together. There's a lot of other prep work that goes in the back where we do all jump on charts, but if we don't feel it, we don't move on to a live, So there is other charting and trading going on in the background, but that we've got to stay in the game and we've got to know where the market is. We can't just jump on when we feel like it. So there's a lot of that work that goes into the back end of this. And I see it as a mom. I sometimes just say, Sheldon, just relax and just take some time for yourself, because he's always looking for the best for you guys, and he often has sleepless nights about it. And are we going to be 100% correct all the time? No, nobody can be. Markets can turn on us, anything can happen. So, thank you to all of you guys that have supported and appreciated what actually goes into it. We appreciate you guys, and we love having you guys with us all the time. So well done to all of you. We're going to see what's going to happen in the next bull market. It's going to be great. I can't wait. So excited for it, because that's what we're doing. We're building the education, we're building, and we're just, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it does get quite emotional at times with this. It takes a lot. It takes a
No,
lot.
of course
It's
we are humans. We are real. We have lives.
It's we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We don't quit.
How's it looking
Just gotta
there?
be patient, eh? Yeah, it's good that 1 hour's at the bottom now. It is. It takes a bit of time. We're just trending right now. We're trending sideways at the moment. It's 5 minutes sort of just been hovering. Price always sort of calms down once you've had a little bit of aggressive move. So this is where the patience comes in. It's a little bit of hard work, being patient and all of that, but that's why keep busy. Have the show in the background, keep busy. When the action comes, we jump back on and we do it. But the market isn't always so boring. It isn't always so sideways. It isn't so. We've had a big flush out the last few months, and the volume's not all there. We don't have as much volume as what we used to have in the market and all of that. But those times come again. So we be patient here. This is priceless knowledge. Priceless. This is experience. Like you can't buy this. You definitely can't buy this. Okay, so quick updates on everything. Just trending sideways, forming a little bit of a flag here on Matic. ETH showing some strength. So those who got the ETH, it's looking pretty good. Once we break out of these zones nicely, I'll be putting some nice little. Yeah, you can see here, it's all forming these trends here. So when we finally that's why it just hits, gets rejected. We are forming these sort of trends here. So these ranges can be tested at any point. But ideally now we're starting to identify the true trends here as well. And the break of these trends will be good on the short time frame. Just to go have that retest of the current dump we had earlier, get some short entries, and then move on to that. I just thought it would be valuable for us to jump on, get a short-term scalp, learn to build up a little bit of a bigger position on the short later, take a short-term long just to keep busy at these times while we're waiting, and then execute later and hopefully get a badass short that can inflate our accounts and get us where we need to be.
I see a lot of comments of people. So, for instance, Jiggy87, I'm feeding my newborn baby while trying to keep up with you guys. I think it's fantastic. We all learn how to incorporate this into our lives. I mean, you saw the other night when I went live with Sheldon, I was cooking dinner, I was bathing my little one, and still trading on the side and having alarm bells going off everywhere. And that's what we do, This is real lives here. So well done that you are not just sitting back and saying, no, I can't do this because I've got other things to do. Do it all together. Find a way.
Yeah, if you wanted to do it,
Yeah, you just do it.
How are we
Yeah.
feeling, guys? Are we learning? Pop in the comments. Are you learning? Are you learning? Are you learning? I want to make sure you're learning. Making money is great, but I want to make sure you're learning. You can make money without us. Without it, that's ideally the goal from these shows. So, are you learning? Are you having fun? Are you at least feeling a bit more safe by just having a bunch of guys? You got nearly 6,000 people here, all in the same boat, all trying to change their lives, all trying to learn a skill. Be proud of that. Be very proud of that.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And just a message to those who are here through my good and bad times. Like, we were, I think my last live, we had 10,000 live. And then there was one call last week and that. And you see the guys, how they come and go, how quickly people give up. It's a very big. So the guys that are here, the support means a lot. And I think it's, you'll see what it does in the future. It's going to make a massive difference in your life by not giving up. People give up too easy. I don't get it. I don't understand why. People just give up. Things don't go their way. They throw a hissy fit. They blame others, and they're not happy with things. Like, you got to be stronger than that. You got to be stronger. I've been researching a lot of the rich guys, a lot of the billionaires, and that, and they all got their asses kicked to them in the beginning, and all of them.
They all failed somewhere along the line. They all failed somewhere.
And it's a lot.
And
like, they failed a lot.
That's learning.
That's why the strong are the. Like, if there's someone that's rich, you respect them. They didn't just get it. No one gets it. Like, maybe some people inherit or things like that, but you can also lose it all very quickly. Like, respect the guys that are on the top because they work their butts off to get there.
But it's exactly that tweet of Elon Musk that he put out where he said his daughter will not marry a poor guy. And it actually caused a bit of an outrage, but then he put out another tweet explaining, and he said being poor does not mean financial. It does, but he was talking mind. You can be poor and have no money with a great mind, which makes you rich. So he was saying his daughter would not marry a poor guy. I'm not meaning financially, but it's meaning a person that can go out there and do whatever they need to do and fight the battles to get out on the other end and to become better. And that's what he meant about it. And it's so true. There's different characteristics of poor and rich. Yes, you get the financial one, but that financial one you can lose so quickly. If you don't have a rich mind, you can lose the money so quickly. So you have to have the rich mentality with no money.
That's what this builds, yeah. It builds the patience and it builds you the knowledge of working hard for it. Because a lot of guys come in, they make money quite quickly, and then they lose it all. And trust me, it's a way worse feeling coming in, making a lot of money and losing it all. Like, it's way worse than losing all in the beginning and losing a lot in the beginning and then making it, so rather let's fight the slow market now and let's learn now, because I promise you, the guys that make the money quick and you lose it, like, you beat yourself up badly. I think that's what happened when we started. We got scammed and we made a lot of money quite quickly. We thought we made a lot of money quite quickly. We thought we were heroes. I sold businesses. I sold everything I had. I thought I'm a genius. I thought we were millionaires. And then we lost it all. And that beats you up. I was in depression. I couldn't get out of bed for a long time. Like, it beats you. It beats you really hard.
It is real, And I think that's the aim of this, is to, everybody relies on, we still get a lot of people phoning us and saying, oh, can't you trade for me, take my money? And we're like, there's no ways we'll take anybody's money from them. So if anybody's asking you for money, and
I did it in the beginning. I thought I was clever and I did it in the beginning. And I ended up losing a lot of it. And like, this was in the very early days, and it's really not cool. It's really not. So
it's all about just learn the skill yourself. Don't give your money to anybody to trade. The pressures are there, and it's not fair to ask somebody else to trade your money for you. Don't be lazy. Learn to trade yourself and learn to get it going yourself. Craig, you're going to jump on it, but I'm going to jump off and just have a bite to eat. I haven't had breakfast or lunch yet, so I'm just going to have a bite to eat.
Yeah, go eat, Mom.
Feet are moving. Tell me while you go. Okay, so in the YouTube description are the Telegram groups. James, I'm assuming it's Sheldon's private one and the Sniper team group. The Sniper team group definitely you should be following, and Sheldon's one. Do you take wicks when drawing trend lines, Sheldon?
Yeah, as long as they're not manipulated wicks, like those crazy long ones. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, what you want with a trend line is there's no right and there's no wrong. All you're doing is you're drawing a line to identify a change in trend. So the more touches you can get on a trend line, the more accurate it is. And you can keep moving that trend line until you get it right. So there's no like, it must be exactly this way. Definitely copy in the beginning until you get used to it. And that way you'll just start getting into it. Is AVAX going up again? I'm not sure, but everything's going pretty much sideways at the moment. Nothing's doing much.
Yeah, everything's side. It's waiting for this trend breaks. Yeah. So remember, everything can contest the lows at any points, which it might do. And we just got to be a little bit patient where we're at right now. And yeah, my stop loss are under these major lows that we made earlier, because these little ones, yeah, I can get wicked out now. So I'm putting them under there for now.
Yeah, see someone commenting that the Dixie's pumping again. Yes, it is. I see it. It's not a good sign, I have to say. Although the stock markets are pretty much flat on the close from last week Friday, when they open in 2 hours time. So yeah, we are keeping an eye on it. When is your YouTube channel Discord going to be live? The Discord, we're busy working on that at the moment. I see so many general questions. Please check out the masterclass courses. Yes, Martin, absolutely. Yeah. Why do you have all the mods in the chat? Why don't you have all the mods in the chat? Yeah, we could get someone in the chat. We try and pick up the important ones here. Do you trust Nexo? All the DeFi protocols have been hit hard. It's a very difficult one. I see that they are really, Nexo and Celsius are trying to make moves to be solid and show their stability. Celsius, I mean, they dropped their average Bitcoin price, their break even to $4,600 or something last night. What are stop hunters? They're candles that are designed to go and fetch the liquidity. So they wick you out, unfortunately, if you're in a leverage trade and you've got a stop loss.
Yeah, those are the bastards, and those are the ones we fight in the bull market a lot.
Yeah,
they just send a candle out of nowhere. A bull market also, it's you make money, yeah, but it's also it's a crazy time to.
Sheldon, what's happening with your personal YouTube channel?
So I am hopefully going to launch it in the next week. That is the ultimate goal. I was a little bit mentally exhausted and a bit sore the last few days, so I've just taken a break from everything, just rebooting myself again. I've taken on a lot this year. I'm dealing with her like I've taken on a lot. I got 3 YouTube channels dropping, plus I have the Banter and the live show and the company. I have a whole Sniper company. So yeah, I do have a lot of content that we're busy editing and getting finished up, and that will launch. I'm excited for that, guys. I'm very excited for that. I just needed a little bit of. I went away with the family this weekend, just me, the wife, and the little one, and yeah, I'm coming back strong. I'm just rebooting, guys. I'm just rebooting, staying strong through all of this.
Yeah, Jimmy, I see you sitting there. Look at the comment here. Can you share Telegram group? It's not in the. There's no link in the video, so I'm not sure if there is one or isn't one.
It's definitely in the description. Just scroll down. The host details are there underneath Sheldon.
What you eating, James?
Muesli, yogurt, banana, honey.
Are we gonna gym later or what?
Yeah, definitely. Hitting at 5 or 6. How about you?
Yeah, I'll come there as well, same time.
Cool.
Yeah, it was nice to be back at gym. It was nice. I was trying to figure out what you're doing. You're doing all this Mr. Miyagi stuff.
A mobility course. It's not that weird. It's like a warm-up.
It's not weird. I'm just figuring it out. I'm just trying to. Maybe I'll do one with you.
I'm trying to get rid of the geek physique from sitting here so long. You know. Bit of
Geek
stretching, bit of
physique.
yeah.
Jimmy, someone's asking, do you ever not eat?
Yeah.
Very rare. There are moments in between.
Yeah, not often. Not often.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Loud's here.
Mr. Loud. To run. Okay, let's get some action. Come on. Let's get some action.
It's so boring hanging around here. I mean, it really does become indecisive on which way it wants to go, you know? I mean, that range is so tight, eh?
Yeah, it is. And then, it comes out of nowhere. It's sort of what the market does, though.
Yeah. I think people should have this stop losses below the low in case we do, but then we can fake it
This
out.
one here, yeah.
I see there's a few comments here about the Binance deposit code or whatever not working yet. I'm not sure what's going on there. We will find out from David.
Now remember, guys, while we are here, remember below the description is if you are no financial advice, if you agree with what we're doing and you want to be learning the skill, use the links below to open your accounts. ByBit, FTX, BitGet's great. We're going to be running a lot of BitGet. I think it's going to be really good. It supports the channel. Okay, so it looks like Matic's coming back to our original zone. So my stop losses are under that. Run. What's happening? Just waiting, huh?
Sounds like a boring fishing trip, if you ask me.
Yeah, it is a little bit boring.
Did you buy and then sell? Did you go long and short, or are you still in the
Not
first?
yet. I'm waiting for this long. I see Matic's quite jumpy. It's weird what's happening. What is happening with Matic? Is there anything happening there fundamentally? It's been a very volatile coin. Eh?
It's been very volatile, I must say. Been very, very volatile, Matic. Been very volatile. You know, one that I've been watching, which doesn't yet have any momentum, is DOT. So DOT had like a run up when the market went up. It came down when the market came down. Now it hasn't come up again.
Yeah, I agree. I'll have a look at it now. I just want to see what's happening with Matic here.
I'm not a genius, but that looks like a big red candle.
5 minutes, yeah. Yeah, so it's sort of hovering in the thing. So remember, stop losses on these previous zones, guys. And it means we'll get a better entry on Matic if we do get stopped. So it's just Matic. That's really... Okay.
Fantom had a nasty candle too.
Yeah, come and test trend lines. So these lows are the...
It's quite weird, this market. It's quite weird, this market. It's got like that range, like a very irritating range. That range is like 18.8 to 21. Like it just seems like we've got to...
It's pretty tricky. But ideally, yeah, if we get stopped here, we're getting even better longs, and it means the short's probably out for today, but the better long. So either way, I'm going to be taking advantage, and I'm going to get a good trade today. Like that's the...
I see Bitcoin's having a bit of a little nasty week too. That's might be where it's coming from.
Then probably want to check the futures. Then probably that probably has, if all of them are going down like that, it's probably got something to do with the US futures. What are the US futures doing?
The Dixie is pumping. The Dow and the S&P are pretty much opening flat to where they closed on Friday. 10-year yield.
No, well, hold on a second. I'm looking at the US tech. The US tech is down 1.5%, which is a Nasdaq. Nasdaq's down 1.5% in the futures. That's a brutal opening. Check that. Let's quickly open it. I mean, that's quite a brutal. Let me just get rid of all this shit on the chart. That's quite a brutal opening. That's the 1 hour. So you had a big red candle on the Nasdaq. So now that looks like it's going to open down 1.5.
But the US, the Dow and the S&P are pretty much flat since Friday. So,
but I guess Bitcoin's tracking the tech-heavy Nasdaq. So I guess question is, what's causing that? Let's look at the yield on the 10-year. No, not that. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting.
That's weird what's going on this year.
crazy.
I think you guys need a little bit of energy going here, man. It feels like you need a bit of like.
You've been there for a couple of hours now, Iran.
Let me help you guys a little bit.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go.
Yeah. Just a little bit of like, still spice it up a little bit,
Ran. Where'd you get your energy from? You look at those Red Bulls. Are you sponsored by Red Bull or what?
I'm sponsored by Red Bull. No, I wish I was. In my next life, I'm either going to be a football player or I'm going to be a Formula One driver.
Okay. That's quite interesting.
Rand, still lots of people asking, Rand, speak to me about GARI.
I mean, I don't know. I just read a coin. I don't know. It's on the AMA. I told you there was an AMA today, and on the AMA today, they denied that anything was wrong. They said it was just someone who sold 3 million tokens. But I mean, if you've got 3 million tokens, say you got 3 million tokens, you're a smart guy, because even if you would have just bought them in the ICO, you would have paid $1.2 million for that. Now, if you bought for $1.2 million, you don't sell with one touch of a button. You're smart enough. If you own $1.2 million, you're smart enough. You say, okay, I'm only selling 20,000, then another 20,000, another 20,000, another 20,000. This guy was lethal. This is lethal. This is like, I don't know. Who knows?
But that's correct, right? I mean, who does? If you own that many tokens, surely not just to hit the sell button on that amount of tokens.
So to me, that screams of someone who is malicious, someone who wants to knock down the project. That's the way I see it. When do you fat finger a project and take it down to zero and cause absolute panic? When you hate the project for some reason. I don't know, like maybe an ex-girlfriend or an ex-wife or something, like that's the kind of shit that dumps tokens that quickly. So I think that's what happened.
It's like cutting off your nose to spite your face. I mean, what would he have got for those? I mean, because he would have averaged most of his prices right at the bottom.
That's the problem. The liquidity is so thin in GARI. But you know what? You got to take a view now and say, do you think that GARI can survive this? And if GARI can survive this, you're paying 25% of what you paid yesterday, you're paying today. Now that's, each person must make their own decision. For me, I've taken a small position just because I don't see any reason, unless the team come up and actually spin us a new story. I don't see any reason why this is going to destroy the GARI. I don't know.
No, it's I mean, me personally, I love the project. So no financial advice, but I love it. I mean, it's when I saw that drop last night.
Yeah, I
shot it and then climbed in.
I'm also
hard to hit that button when that red candle is coming down. You got to take
that's if you don't speculate, you don't accumulate. When others are too scared, that's when you got to jump in, and that's when we all jumped in yesterday. I mean, I must say my average cost is about where it is now. So I can't sit here and say I'm big time in the money, but yeah, I mean I'm definitely in the game. Let's put it that way.
So I just want to see. The guys were saying Matic on ByBit. It's a big wick.
It was just that wick. Yeah, it had a long wick. Very scammy wick.
Yeah, that's a stupid wick. On the other exchanges, it didn't happen. Okay, cool. Next trend, we'll get the guys back in, but stop loss in. And
I hear that sound.
Yeah, every trader in the world knows what that sound is, eh?
Yeah, but a lot of guys are saying, yeah, should we get out? I mean, if you're tired with the trade, absolutely, you know, you don't have to stay in the trade for sure. It is very much, you know, questionable now whether it's going to pump a lot.
Yeah, or we're going to get lower entries. So if you do want to protect, de-risk a little bit, I am going to be looking at
Sheldon doesn't give up. Huh? Sheldon doesn't give up. He just, you know, he goes out fishing. There's no fish, but he doesn't give up, bro. He jumps in the water with his clothes on looking for the fish.
There's a comment there. Someone said, ByBit is scammy. I'll stop trading on it. I use KuCoin now. It's not a matter of it being scammy. It's just that it's the buyers and the sellers on that exchange. I mean, GARI was a very good example last night. I mean, it dumped to 3 cents on KuCoin, and it only got to like 15 cents on some of the other exchanges. So, you know, it's just where the buyers and the sellers are. It's not a matter of that.
You know, I must say, whoever said that, I've been using exchanges for a very long time. I've used many exchanges. I used, obviously, the majority of my trading always took place on Binance. I've used FTX. I've been using KuCoin since 2018 or whenever they launched. I was one of the first holders of the KCS token when it launched.
I'm going to check local. Yeah.
I've used local exchanges. And I think to me, there's 2 exchanges that are the easiest and the best to use. The first one is ByBit. And initially, I must say, I was very skeptical around ByBit because I had everyone shilling it and it was like the most shilled exchange or whatever else. But then I actually used it. It's got futures, it's got spot, it's super fast. The user interface is very intuitive. It's so simple to use. The second exchange, which I really like the interface, but I don't like the exchange, is Bitfinex. So I really like the interface that Bitfinex is built with, but I don't trust them. That's the problem. So, and especially now with all the FUD around exchanges, you know, I did the show yesterday where I spoke about around exchanges. Especially now, you're talking about all the FUD that's happening around exchanges. Right now, you want to be trading in the top. If you're going under top 10, you're playing with fire. Like, you're seriously playing with fire. So you kind of want to be an FTX.
Sorry, Ron. I just want to say, guys, I'm just like taking 50% on these ones. Not really in a loss right now, in a small thing. I'm just reducing for now because we might get better entries. So let's see. Just short, and then we got the next trend on where I'll be adding a little bit more once we break that. Just to protect, I'm still sticking to the same analysis. This 1 hour for me is at the bottom. 50 minutes slowly making way up, but this 1 hour for me, I'm still going to be using the same analysis. So just de-risk a little bit, and then once we confirmed, we will hit it in again. But this was very small ranges, guys. If it's stop loss, it's very, very small percentages. So
if you get stopped, it's just one of those things. Remember, stop loss is a protection.
They're saying ByBit, Wix are ugly. Yeah, XX is good.
They're all good. You can't comment. You know, I don't believe that any exchange goes out to try and manipulate anything. It's just where the buyers and the sellers are. It's as simple as that. You know?
Yeah, but also when you're looking at an exchange, what are you looking for? So the first thing is you're looking for, does it have all the coins that you want to be trading, right? Like, coin is going on to an exchange with 5 coins. Second thing that you're looking at is you're saying, does it have liquidity? If you want to go and trade and get in and out, can you get in and out without moving the price a lot? The third thing is you want to make sure that they're financially strong. You want to make sure any exchanges you're playing with is financially strong, and you know that it's not going to go insolvent or run into financial trouble and then limit your withdrawals. Then you also want an easy interface. You want something that intuitively feels easy for you to use. And then, you know, if you're going to become a better trader, then you want something with futures and spot. You want something with speed of execution and stuff like that. And for me, like, I've used them all. I use KuCoin because it's got a very wide range of coins. I use ByBit because it's ByBit and it's so fast and it's amazing and the interface is amazing. And I must say, like that feels like my favorite exchange. And then like Binance for me is the most reputable. So if I am keeping money on exchanges because I need to trade and I don't want to be moving and bridging and shit like that, then I leave it on Binance because you kind of know it's going to be okay.
Yeah, guys, just de-risk for now. So you can see I'm a very small percentage in my positions now. De-risking just for now, very, very small losses until we have a clearer picture of where we're going next. So we're making a little lower low, we're making a double bottom. We'll see it as we go. So just de-risking, and then we're going to catch. I'm still staying live on the show. How much time until your show run? Yeah, I'll probably be live until your show.
I've got 2 hours, 2.25 hours to go. 2.25 hours or more, because I always start on time. I always start late. So we're only on in 2.5 hours. I've actually got some good news for Celsius holders today. Well, I think it's some good news. It's not like, oh my goodness, we're going to get our money back today, but I've got some good news for Celsius holders today. So if you are a Celsius holder or you put money into Celsius, you don't want to miss today's show. I think that you don't want to miss today's show.
So I'm just de-risking here, guys. My Matic, I'm just de-risking. I know you guys got stopped. Mine just missed on FTX. And Fantom. Let's see here. Where's Fantom? So dominance coming down, stock market losing the lows. So annoying. As I woke up, I want to go live for the short. And we want to keep the guys a little bit busy on a temporary little long. We still want that short, man. But maybe the market comes down first and it just comes down all the way. So I think de-risk, guys. De-risk. Let's just get out of here for now. Very, very small losses.
I see a lot of comments saying, oh, they got stopped. You must understand something.
Good. We'll get a better entry. Yeah, we'll get a better entry. Like, well done. Like, it was very small.
Do you know what this feels like? It's like when you've gone on a fishing trip and you've gone out for the whole day on a fishing trip and then you'll end up eating the bait.
I have never done that, Rand.
Keep watching, Rand. With the wind's still coming, brother.
That's not the best sushi,
Yeah, it feels like you guys are eating the sardines that you're supposed to be fishing with. Yeah, speaking of sardines, Craig.
Are we leaving the trade? Guys, no, I'm de-risking. So I'm out now. I'm getting out. It's little bits now. I'd rather wait for the next trend break in case we go the lower low, because then we can pick up better things. So I'm getting out. De-risking. Very small losses. I took a...
You want to see a scammy wick, Sheldon, if you got a ByBit chart, Fantom 5 minute. Have a look at that wick. Wow.
Yeah, even Fantom, just
look at the wick.
De-risk. And then we
will. You've got a ByBit chart there of Fantom. Have a look at that. My goodness. I don't even know where that thing went to. Wow. That is a proper scammy wick.
On ByBit.
Yeah. 5 minute chart.
Yeah, that's just...
Look at that.
It's back up there now, guys. So just de-risk out of that. So that's very...
Look at that.
Full of shit. That's so manipulated.
Yeah, like someone, I don't know what. They obviously had a big trade.
Fred had a good day today. Fred was sitting in the other office and he just made a lot of cash shorting.
Earlier, yeah, because he got it earlier before we could go live. So de-risk, guys. I'm out now and I'm looking for the next push down. Yeah, the manipulation is scary. See, we're going to get lower entries now. I hope we all out. There's a bit of time there for everyone to get. Now we can look at the next lows. And now this might come all the way down to the original entries. Like, so there's no more short today. Now it's the long we got to prep for. Because for me... Are we out?
Yeah.
Everyone out? It looks like everyone's out.
Yeah. I think maybe what we should do, Sheldon, is we should call it, reassess, and then go live again later. It's pointless sitting and waiting until we know what's going on.
Yeah. Yes. Cool. We got stopped out. I'm proud of you guys. Look at it.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Now you get better entries. Like that's the
Whoa,
nature of the game.
You guys are welcome to stop and reassess, but don't come and hijack my show in 2.5 hours. In 2.5 hours,
We
I'm
might
doing
have
a show.
to because I
Don't
want to.
come in 2.5 hours. I know what you're gonna do. In 2 hours and 20 minutes, you're gonna like, hey, need to go live, urgent. You know, and like everyone clear the runway. Sheldon's arriving.
Yeah. Someone made thousands. So guys made money. So some guys made money. Some guys lost a little bit. It's okay. We'll get the. So me as well. I think it was about $200 hit on the 2 exchanges in total was my loss. But that's
Come on, guys, tell us
$6,000 account out of a $6,000 account. That's not.
Tell us if you made or lost money, and tell us how much you made or lost, just so we can get a temperature check in the comments.
Small, man. Small.
Lost 100, made 50. Okay, so today it's been like fishing for sardines.
That's
That's
$10.
1,000. That Flacco, you must have had very high leverage.
Some guys put in lots of money here. Stop it. $400. I told you. Small losses, guys. Small losses. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. $1,000 profits.
Okay, I'll see you guys again
Made
in 2
900.
hours.
Okay.
I'm going fishing.
As soon as you come here, you dump the market, then you leave. Bye. Very small amounts. Okay, guys, like don't stress. Made $4,000. Made 4K.
Yeah, you must understand again, Sheldon, just to bring that lesson through. You know, TA and trading is really trying to assess the market and taking a position. You use the stop loss to prevent any problems. And if it goes the wrong way, it goes the wrong way. It doesn't say anything about your TA. It doesn't say anything about anything. The market just is. Remember that. The market just is.
Yeah, remember we wanted the shorts. That was the ideal move for it, and we're looking for something temporary. Now, what I'm going to look at now is I'm going to look at Bitcoin. So I'll keep these exact accounts open, and later on, when we're in the zones that we want, so I'm going to be looking at Bitcoin coming down to these ranges. I then wanted to go sideways for a little while. I want the 4 hour to come down. I want to track that, and then I'm going to be looking at the next short-term long. Or what's going to happen here is we're going to tank straight down here. We're going to go up here, and then we'll be looking for the really big short for the lower low of Bitcoin. Winning streak. It's coming. You gotta qualify for the losses too. The short term. It's not a loss. For me, the prices are lower than where they were. So the winning streak comes when you survive the losing streak. That's how it works. That's how the game works. Because you're all going to be jumping when I hit a five trade streak. Everyone's happy and joyful. We got to go through this first. It's how the game works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It
Some
really
guys short
happens
the
for
market.
this.
Well done to them. $1 loss. Someone attacking my show, maybe. We'll but the whole market's pulling back. It's not.
The whole market does that. That's not the thinking at all.
Cool. So I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna get some rest, and I'm gonna get ready for the next one.
100%.
Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Like we hit it again. We're learning, guys.
Just opens another opportunity for us.
Good traders don't lose in a streak. Bullshit. Biggest bullshit ever. Best traders in the world hits a losing streak at 80 points always.
I'd hardly call it a losing.
I had a $6,000 account. I lost $200. Go watch what my next profit trade makes. Like that's the ultimate goal of it.
That's a dumb comment. Yeah.
Very stupid comment.
Yeah. Should we call it and then update on Twitter what you're going to do later, Sheldon?
Yeah,
and on the
we'll hit it again.
Telegram groups in the description of the YouTube. Look under the host details, you'll see them there, and then update how we're gonna follow through.
Okay, cool. Nah, the haters are the haters. Here's the guy. I warned everybody. Okay, cool. Where's your following? Where's your big community? Are you a big trader? No, you're not. Shut up. Bye.
Exactly.
These guys. Always with me. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Show love out there. We'll hit the next one. We'll hit it. I'm gonna go live again today. I'm still feeling it later on, but now I need the market to show me a lot more. I need it to show me a lot more. Doing great. Everyone, a lot of love here. A lot of love here. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. And the key is not
Very
to
small
FOMO
lot.
in.
Yeah, don't FOMO now.
If you lose, you take a step back and you reassess, and you wait for the next opportunity. It's pointless trying to FOMO in now and okay, let's hop back in, because then you start doing revenge trading.
No.
So yeah, the best now is to take a seat, go reassess, and we find the next one, and you make the losses back. It's all part of the game.
For me, we were looking at a short-term long earlier. Now we're going to be looking at a medium-term long on the next one. We just need RSIs to reset now. And we hit it again. Let's keep going, guys. We don't quit. We don't quit. We don't quit. So, guys, have a great, go get some rest. As soon as we get a little bit more action in the market and a little bit more candle prints, I'm back. We hit it again. I'll hit the same accounts, the same thing again. And yeah, we learned a lot. Well done on protecting yourself. I'm very proud of you guys. Majority of the guys protected themselves. About 99% of everyone protected themselves. So we keep going, guys. Market's full of shit. We'll hit the streak again. So much love, Banter fam. I'll see you on the next show. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Mom. Love you guys.
See you guys later.
Winners won. I will stick this up here. That's the last thing I wanted to be said. Much love, Banter fam. I'll see you all later.
Great.